It's a late night ride down these YouTube streets where the grifters are scamming and the bullshit repeats. Betty's outside with her bullhorn loud, creeping on parents, yeah, she's making them proud. Brittany J's nodding off midstream, drooling on her mic while she chases a dream. And the green team's back with a Photoshop, lies, crop, paste, filter, now the kid's alive. Oh wait, who's that cutting through the static? J is for justice, bringing facts, no dramatics. Her cooters are loyal, her mods don't play. Try to fuck around, you'll get banned today. Oh, Jay and the cooters run this town, while the tragedy pimps just beg and clown. They twist the truth, they fake receipts, while Jay's bringing justice. No tricks, no cheats, oh, don't fuck with the mods tonight. Betty's outside trying to bang on doors, while her chat drops cash like a broke-ass tour. She's screaming about justice, but where's that cash? Oh, right in her pocket, y'all got finesse fast. Brittany J's got a streaming mid-spin, somebody wake her up, she passed out again. Green team's out here with the fake-ass pics, turning missing kids into AI tricks. Jay's got the cooters holding it down, no clickbait, here just facts all around her mods. All the real ones blocking the trash, no trolls allowed, get the fuck out fast. Oh, Jay and the cooters run this town, while the tragedy pimps just beg and clown. They twist the truth, they fake receipts, while Jay's bringing justice. No tricks, no cheats, oh, don't fuck with the mods tonight. Hush, little grifter, don't say a word. Jay's got the truth and your scam's been heard. And if the green team tries one more trick, we'll call their bluff, make them vanish quick. Betty's stalking, call the cops, Brittany's sleeping. Someone stop green team lying, expose that fraud. Jay and her mods goddamn are strong. So round and round the scammers go, begging for cash with a stolen show. But Jay and the cooters, they're built to last, bringing the truth while these fools grift fast. And the circus goes on. Oh, Jay and the cooters run this town, while the tragedy pimps just beg and clown. They twist the truth, they fake receipts, while Jay's bringing justice. No tricks, no cheats, oh, don't fuck with the mods tonight.
Me of planting pants that I found. Get the hell out of here. Hello, Cooterville. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome one, welcome all. I want to give a special welcome back to our one and only Olive Juice, our mod Olive. Olive's back. Welcome back, Olive. It's good to see you. It's so good to see you. What's up, Melissa B., the real Kells? Who else we got here? I love you, Olive. I've missed you. We got Michelle. Hey, Seabwing. We got Megan Ambrose cooking dinner. Clue's dog is having puppies as we speak. Oh, I hope she has a good litter. Gold Dust, are we secretly living a Netflix series? And we're stuck. I know. You know what, Megan? Fireside Kim, I can't bring myself to delete her. I just can't. She's still a mod. Aw. Hey, Sarah Luna. Sarah was at the courthouse today for Stefan Stearns. It looks like his trial has been delayed to July. Did you see that, Sarah? Oh, this video up here is an old one. We're going to go back in time a little bit tonight. I figured we'd start off with a throwback. I know I hate his name too. Hey, Jammers. Yoga Mama, welcome back. Hey, Regina. Sarah with an H. Hey, Gary. Hey, Lucid. Lori Vallow, guilty. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Pines. Did they talk in secret? Hey, Carl. Hey, Love Louie. Lovey Cooter Dreams. Kramit. Kramit put out a new one tonight. Hey, Tabby. Nicole Bacon. Hey, Kels. If I missed anyone, good evening, good evening. Come on in, Crimeology. I appreciate that. If you guys could hit that like button, we'll get started. Hey, wee. All right, so here is a throwback. We're going to just throw back to Tony Mathis before we get into his cleanup crew today, which is an absolute fucking joke. But let's get into May the 10th, 2024. May the 10th. This is right in the midst of when this dude was fucking with me. He fucked with me right after this. You're wearing your Cooterville shirt? Send me a picture. Tricks. Cranky. Good to see you, RLR. All right, here we go. May 10th, 2024.
I'm side-eyeing them. I'm side-eyeing them. And, you know, he's been spot on with that. I mean, you can't continue in my position to protect the guy that doesn't deserve to be protected. He's hung himself. He's brought this on himself. And, you know, those of you that were out here that were upset at me because I was trying to keep the peace, I get it. I hope you'll understand I was doing a job, but there's no protection anymore. If you guys want to go all in on him, you do what you want to do, because there is no partnership anymore. It's over. It's done. That Chris Proudfoot had with one of our PIs, and that phone call was recorded. It was shared within a few members of our team, and somehow or another it got out, and it was not released by either one of our PIs. Let me be very clear on that. It was not released by me, obviously, because it destroyed everything that I'd been working to build. But what happened is, you guys remember, I'm sure, that Web Sleuth interview where it turned into a train wreck, and Chris was on there, Chloe, the PI, was on there. He was attacking her. She talked about, you know, some documents that she had that she hadn't released. Chris got mad about that. He was on the phone with Heather, our PI, and he was calling Chloe everything but a white woman.
Seems to me that Seth was mad about what Chloe dug up, right? Wasn't it Seth that fired Chloe because of what she drug up? I know, one shot, right?
And I mean, he was disgusting towards her. He threatened Seth on that phone call.
Oh, jeez.
You know, and it's just
Hey,
just
Alabama.
been too much. I mean, calling and pranking people while there's a child that's missing, and then, you know, acting like you know, just essentially making fun of an autistic child. I mean, it's just, you know, one thing after the next, after the next, after the next, and there's just not, there's not any more, there's no more partnership, and there's not going to be. It's, you know, we're going to do our thing with Seth, and they can do their thing.
Hey, babe.
And if they want to shoot arrows, then that's fine, but we're not going to sit here and take arrows anymore and not shoot them back. We've had it. We're done. Seth's done. I checked with him 3 times today to make sure that this is where he was at, and this is 100% where he's at, and we're not going back.
I don't know.
So it's
Is it a sporting, like it's a Nike shirt? What is that? A hog? Oklahoma something?
it,
This was his declaration of war, wasn't it, Gary? Not much, Georgia dog. Just hanging out with y'all.
it's over with that whole partnership routine. I think they damn sure know more than what they're letting on to.
I mean,
And I mean, let's face it. All right, everybody's got the records. They've seen the records. All that bullshit. I mean, I think we can all agree that whether I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know that somebody's hands were involved in this, but the environment that kid was living in,
Oh, it is?
and Seth's mom said it yesterday, then she said something different today, but she alluded yesterday to the environment that child was living in. So if somebody didn't do something to him, somebody created an environment that made that kid not feel like he was safe. So are you responsible literally, or are you responsible figuratively? But responsible is responsible. And when you don't get out and search for your child, and you say that it's because law enforcement told you not to, that's bullshit. I'm searching for my child, and I'm just going to say it. Everybody's been saying it, and I told you guys when I got pissed that there was no turning back, and I'm not tired. I may look tired. I'm not tired. I'm pissed, and I've had it. I've had it with his bullshit. I've had it with him disrespecting women. I've had it. I'm done. And he's going to see the side of me now that he saw on the phone a week and a half ago when he got slick with me.
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
And Seth. He threatened Seth. He called in and pretended to be some guy, that he wasn't, on a talk show, just cracking jokes and, just acting like a clown. And we've got a laser focused dad that's been looking for his child, and we got a clown over here acting like a clown, being a clown. We're just not going to partner. We're not going to put up a facade anymore that we're partnering with people that don't seem to give a shit.
Partnering with people? That's Sebastian's mom and stepdad, you fucking asshole. Who's sick of this clown? He looks like a thumb with ears. Weirdo.
And, we're just, we're not going to do it. We're not going to act like it. We're not going to say, hey, while we're on here, we don't want anybody saying anything bad about the Proudfoots. We're not doing any of that. If y'all want to fire away, fire away. We don't give a shit anymore.
I want to just say a couple. Well, so one person said, be careful because his family has money. So they just said, be careful, Tony, his family has money. I know you're not, that doesn't worry you, but I just wanted to tell you that. Go ahead, Tony.
Randy Harris and Seth Rogers. So those guys have linked.
We know
I
how
got
Randy
Randy's
Harris
permission
been.
to represent Seth. They talk daily. Randy sends him scripture. They talk back and forth. It's a very, very unique and cool and fun relationship for those two guys. Because
that's not creepy, right? It's a really unique and fun relationship for them guys. We know how things ended with the Harris family.
Sends him scripture. They talk back and forth. It's a very, very unique and cool and fun relationship for those two guys.
Wow, the TikTok girls.
Yes,
wow.
I'm the spokesperson for both families. I've been spending 99% of my time with Seth because there's not as much going on right now with Caleb's case, unfortunately. I will tell you that we just secured an interview with Brian Enton for Caleb's family. Been working on that for about three or 4 weeks.
All right, so I want to bring up something that was talked about earlier. Granny brought up the fact that Tony went to Moscow to the Idaho 4 house, offered drone footage to News Nation, and then kept, look at that girl's puppy dog eyes, and then kept the information so he could reach out in these cases.
But, 99% of my time right now has been spent, working with Seth. And, The last 8 days has been cleaning up messes and trying to protect out the Proudfoots, and we're just not going to do it anymore. And our whole
Bullshit.
team is not going to do it anymore. We're not doing it on Facebook. We're not protecting anybody on Facebook. We're done with all that. If you got me protecting the Proudfoots by controlling Seth, and then you got Chris out there firing arrows, it's not fair to Seth, and we're just not going to do it anymore. So, I don't give a flip about somebody that's got money. I mean, I'm not exactly a broke old man either.
Oh, well, that'll be nice to see when it comes to when you have to pay up for your frivolous lawsuit. Fucking idiot.
And I'm not running from anybody. I don't hide behind my name. I don't use fake names. I don't do any of that.
Who said you did? Wait. Is he self-snitching? Who said he used fake names? Hold on. No one ever accused him of using a fake name. Why is he saying, oh, I don't hide behind names? I don't hide behind fake names? What?
Bing bang.
Is that saying that you do?
I mean, I rip about.
Did you know that his wife just changed her middle name in like 2018? Yeah, they don't hide behind names. Why did Dana change her middle name, Tony? What fucking lady changes her middle name in the middle of her life? Fucking weirdos.
Chris out there firing arrows. It's not fair to Seth, and we're just not going to do it anymore. So, I don't give a flip about somebody that's got money. I mean, I'm not exactly a broke old man either. And I'm not running from anybody. I don't hide behind my name. I don't use fake names. I don't do any of that. I mean, I am who I am, and I'm easy to get a hold of. And this is about a missing child. It's not about anything else. And I just don't give a damn about all that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody in the public believed in that new pact anyway. This Ocean lady that's on here, she's been real good too. So chasing crime is coming, by the way.
Okay, great.
But, and if you can get more boxes, some of these people want to come up. We'll talk all night. I want everybody to know.
Oh, you get some more boxes, baby. We'll talk all night.
When that phone call got leaked that he was bad mouthing Chloe. That's all over the internet. In that extended phone call, you'll hear him threaten Seth in that phone call.
So, Tony, did he get upset with you
This is
about last
Ocean.
night's conversation?
Who's that?
Chris?
I don't know if he did or not. I don't give a shit anymore. I told you guys last night that I was about at the end of the rope with him, and we're done now. There's no partnership. There's no nothing. The gloves are off, and if he wants to sling bullshit towards us, he's going to get it back. Now it's that whole partnership and truce. It's over. It's done.
Granny.
Well, he wasn't much of a partner, was he, to
No.
begin with?
He's not much of anything. I got to tell you, I don't know who on our team leaked it to somebody that leaked it to a YouTuber, and essentially I think that's how it happened. But at the end of the day, do you really want to keep something like that secret forever anyway? I mean, you listen to the way that he talked about our PI, and then you listen to him threatening Seth on there, and it all goes to his character and why no child would want to live in a house that man was involved in, period. And how
2
long
a.m.
did
girls,
Chloe
yes.
owe it to him to be assaulted on Web Sleuth's YouTube video? I mean, verbally assaulted, and sit there and be a professional and not even defend herself other than just to tell him to take a deep breath, settle down. And he was cussing her up one side and down the other, disrespecting her. I mean, and here I am for the last 8 days trying to play peacemaker with a guy that literally treats women like filth.
Well, he wouldn't be in the position he was in if it weren't for his damn mouth.
That's it. That's it. And I'm not making the world hate him. He's made the world hate him. Yeah. You're exactly right. And people are
Yes,
asking
he was
questions
pissed.
about the mattress. having him sleep in the garage and all this shit that makes me sick at my stomach. I can tell you this, I don't know if that's true or not, but how many of y'all have been accused of making your child sleep in the garage?
That's May 10th, 2024. So I thought it would be interesting to play that back and compare to what we heard today. I haven't listened to this yet, so this is brand new to me because I was live with the Stearns hearing when all of this went on. So this is a raw reaction from me because I have no idea what mess he was cleaning up, but I know it's about Julie Skolnick. And Julie Skolnick was also live when he came up on the panel. Now, Brittany goes live during the day, which she doesn't normally do. So this was a get Brittany on the phone. We got to do some cleanup. We don't want to do cleanup on Seth's channel because we don't want the general public to know that we are a shit show. So you know that your pickings are slim when you choose Brittany J. Exactly, Grady. She sounded like she just woke up. Now listen, they pulled her out of bed for this one. They pulled her right, straight out of bed.
Wants to come up. Justin, that link I sent you, I think, is broken. So grab this link that I'm about to drop in the chat. I know you probably can't know about that. Send it to Smiley. There's the link in chat.
So we got Justin in chat. Smiley's coming up.
This is kind of a one-off stream. Thank you,
One-off.
Kristen. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that.
Yep, pulled
the
out of
stream
bed.
was not expected, but we have a couple of things. Well, Tony has a couple of things that he'd like to go
Tony.
over. So
Tony would like to go over a couple things.
Bear with.
You know, and when you become Tony's bitch on here, oh my God. I know K9 was there too. Yep.
Me just a second while we get ready. I appreciate everybody for being here tonight.
It's daytime.
I'm not sure who that was backstage. Real quick while we're waiting, I want to say thank you to Miss Kristen. Welcome.
Oh, here we go.
I
He
appreciate
pops
that. I
right
appreciate
up.
everybody being here on such
Damn, he's on here within 4 minutes. This motherfucker's up here.
short notice as well. You guys know that day lives are not usually my jam. There he is. All right.
911.
Hello. Welcome, Mr. Mathis.
Oh, Betty
hear
was
me
there
okay?
too. Yep.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Okay. Welcome. Appreciate you having me up and allowing me
Anytime.
the platform to address this nut job.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I can't believe.
Julie, that's a really good point. The prior video with Tony was the day after Roger's homestead of family values was official with the state. Thank you for putting that together, Julie. So true.
She's still going at it, to be honest. Goodness gracious.
Well, first off, let me greet everybody that's in your chat. As always, Seth and I appreciate you guys' support. We appreciate you supporting Brittany. This is the last thing I wanted to be doing today. I can assure you of that. I can tell you, Julie Skolnick.
Uh-oh. Tony, I think we lost you. Can you guys hear him?
I'm going to tell you, Julie Skolnick. Crickets.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
As soon as you said, I'm going to tell you, Julie, it just went out.
Okay. Can you hear me?
A little. It's a little choppy. Speak again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes,
what I will
yes.
tell Julie is that you've clearly not done any good at all in this case. That's abundantly obvious.
Yes.
She is one of only 4 or 5 people that nobody wants anything to do with.
She's what? What did
She
he
is one of only 4 or 5 people that
say? She's one of only 4 or 5 people that no one wants anything to do with. Who's anyone? Who's he speaking for? Yeah, Dynamite. She planted flowers.
We came home. We planted flowers on the side of the house.
Who are the other ones, Mathis?
Julie is that you've clearly not done any good at all in this case. That's abundantly obvious.
Yes.
Julie Skolnick.
She is one of only 4 or 5 people that nobody wants anything to do with. Not one side, not the other side.
Well, guess what? I went in there and I said, "Hey, Julie, just popping in to show my support." So fuck you, Tony. I want to know what Juju found on you. That's what I want to know. I want to know what Juju found that's got you coming out of the woodwork on a fucking Wednesday in the middle of the day, pulling this bitch out of bed, pulling Betty, pulling Justin, pulling Seth, all these motherfuckers in the chat. What does she know?
Nobody wants anything to do with her. Not the father, not the stepfather, not the mother. And when you've put yourself in a situation in a missing child's case that neither side of the family wants anything to do with you, then you really are special.
I
And
agree.
then you really are special.
I agree.
And you have to think about that list of people that has flip-flopped so many times that nobody wants anything to do with them. And it's a pretty special list.
What is it, Sin?
So, and I can tell you that she is doing no good for this missing child. She claims to be an advocate for autistic children and other things, which clearly that's not what she's doing. Uh, my my past, my background has nothing to do with what I'm doing as a volunteer to help a father. Julie has made money off of this child. I have not. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to get my attention, Julie, you've got my attention. And I can tell you this, you better not have any skeletons in your closet. Because if we're going to play the digging game, we can play the digging game. And it is not going to help find Sebastian in any way, shape, or form. But I have allowed you to come after me and my family day after day after day.
Mm-hmm.
He gone.
Oh, we lost him again. Can you guys? Oh, there you go.
I will find out everything that has gone on in your life, good, bad, or indifferent. I will not dox you. Let me be very clear about that. Contrast to popular opinion, I will not have somebody else do my dirty work, as I keep hearing over and over again. Britt, have I ever asked you to do anything dirty for me?
Never. Never.
So, I keep hearing that over and over again. I can
That's
fight
so
my own
believable.
fights. I don't need a creator to do it for me. I can defend my own family. But I can tell you this, I have had more people send me things regarding Julie over the last week than you could ever imagine. And she is not the queen of autism and the sweet stepmom that she pretends to be. There is a litany of things in her background.
A litany of things in Julie's background. I looked up Julie. I looked up some things and found that she was in the news with her husband for replacing like a swing set at her son's school.
That I guarantee you she does not want the whole world to know. And they are not civil lawsuits from owning a business. They're not tough times that regard really, really bad life situations that were going on. They're way worse than that. So, and I left her alone because it doesn't do anything to bring Sebastian home. But when you
Mm-hmm.
continue to bring my family into your living room, I can tell you that I will make sure that people understand who you are. Now, the creators already know. Our creators that we work with think you're an idiot. Seth and I think you're an idiot. Chris Proudfoot thinks you're an idiot. Katie thinks you're an idiot. I think we've about covered everybody that matters in the case.
So now he's speaking for Chris and Katie.
There's very few things that we and the other side agree on, but we all agree that she's an idiot. So, I understand needing to find a home. I mean, it's clear on your lives that people have sent me with your with your husband that he's over this. I couldn't agree more with him. I think you are not a person of your word. You told people last week you were leaving YouTube, and I think there was thousands of people that were celebrating that because you don't belong here. You're not a content creator. You don't stand for anything. And I don't agree with what you did with the other side either, to be fair. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with you prosecuting people before there was evidence. And I certainly don't agree with what
Yep, I
you've
don't
done
like
to
that either.
us.
Mhm.
And
Who's been prosecuting people without evidence? They have. They've turned all the fingers at Katie.
so you are not a content creator. It didn't work out for you on TikTok, which is why you tuck your tail between your legs and come over here. And the one thing I love about the channels that we don't work with is that even they will chew somebody up coming over from TikTok that doesn't know what they're doing. So if there is a positive thing about
Wait, what?
doesn't know what they're doing with, is that even they will chew somebody up coming over from TikTok that doesn't know what they're doing. So if there is a positive thing,
They will chew someone up from TikTok that doesn't know what they're doing. So what's he doing? He really wants us to know that she's from TikTok? Is that why he keeps talking about her being from TikTok? Because he knows we're sick of the TikTokers? Yeah, he's totally using her panel to fucking threaten Julie.
about the, people call them the hate channels. I don't call them that, but whatever. They've chewed her up too because they realize that she doesn't stand for anything.
Yep.
I didn't chew her up. I don't hate you, Julie.
So
why is he so worried about Julie?
Well, let's be clear too, Tony. Just to make a good point on what you're saying. I think that's what all
so
this
stupid.
goes back to. I'm gonna drop the link in chat for Smiley. She said that she was leaving last week. All this stems to a cry for attention. Smiley, I just dropped the link for you, honey. It's all about attention. I don't think
Speaking
she felt
of
like
attention,
she
here
was getting
comes
the attention that
Smiley.
she wanted from our side. So now she's trying to appeal to the quote unquote other side. And
they're not going to take her because no. I will tell you, I heard another creator that we don't work with talking about these TikTokers that come over to YouTube that couldn't get the attention they were looking for on TikTok. And there's not a lot that I agree with some of these other creators, but I agree strongly with that creator that was saying that. I won't mention her name, but she and many of those others on the other side over there realized that this woman was an idiot, and they crucified her when she jumped on their panel. And then she went and does what she does every time. She started crying on a live. Well, you know what? This is a true crime community. It's not
Who
a boo-hoo.
crucified Julie? Who crucified Julie when she came up? I didn't. I don't think Queen Bee did. I don't think Clue did. Is he talking about me?
And cry.
Is it Clue?
Community.
Yep.
If your child's not missing, quit crying. You got a reason to be crying if your child's missing. If your child's not missing,
look at this idiot that pops up. She is so fucking weird. Oh, I know. He's always said the hate channels. The channels that aren't in the case for the right reasons.
Quit your crying. You have.
He said she. So it's not beat him.
Have a choice as to whether you get on here every day and make money off of a missing child. And if you can't handle it, then go away. And
look. Bullhorn Betty. Hey, guys.
Promised that she was leaving YouTube. And just like everything else she lies about, she did none of that. So she doesn't have a home right now because both sides have realized that she's an idiot.
Always big mad.
The father, the stepfather, the mother, nobody will take her calls. And just to be clear, one more time, it was not me that chose not to work with her. It was Seth. He thought that she was a whack job. He still does. He made a brilliant decision not to work with her. But it was not me. I was never asked to call her. I was never given her phone number and asked to call her and not called her. I would have called her politely and told her that we appreciated her support, but she was not somebody we wanted to work with. And then we would have found out, did she really want to stick around in real support?
She's not someone we wanted to work with.
Thank you.
Right, because she's digging on y'all. Kraken, you have a good night, too. Thank you for your super chat. Me too, Miss W. I want to know. I want to know. Smiley's just in here to read a script.
Or did she want to flip-flop like she's done 2 or 3 times here? So, she is not here for Seth. She's not here for Sebastian. She's not here for Chris or for Katie.
She doesn't have to tell you why she's here. She doesn't answer to you, motherfucker. Julie can be here just because she wants to be here. I can be here just because I want to fucking be here. If I want to sit here on a camera and smoke cigarettes for 10 hours a day, I can fucking do that. No one needs your fucking permission. If I want to sit here and play all my playlists from Sebastian Rogers' case, I can fucking do that. This isn't a fucking MLM that you're at the top of the fucking pyramid. He's running this shit like a MLM. Fuck him.
She is here for herself and her attention. And she is making money off of attention.
That's
so, I can tell you that the other side has things they stand for, whether I agree with them or not. Maybe they defend Chris or Katie or something. They have things they stand for. Julie literally stands for nothing.
There you
What do
go.
you stand for? You stand for scamming. Who are you? Julie stands for nothing. What is he trying to do here? Julie's not even monetized on YouTube. Isn't it? Hey, Callie. Good to see you.
Which is why she falls for everything.
Yeah. She's a
She
li-
doesn't-
I'd like to add too, she's a bit of a
Oh.
liability.
Oh, that's rich coming from you, Butterhead. I'd like to add to, she's a bit of a liability, says the snoozy poon. Says the snoozy poon.
Everything.
Yeah. She's a I'd like to add too, she's a bit of a liability there. You know, like you said, Tony, I've never agreed with how aggressive and quick to basically convict someone. You know,
As they sat there and analyzed the fucking Roadhouse video and made Katie guilty because of it. Oh my God, y'all. She was tore up at him. Look at her throw that menu at him. Put her on the stand now and convict her. Oh, fucking hypocrites.
see there. You know, like you said, Tony, I've never agreed with how aggressive and quick to basically convict someone. You know, she would shout
Wow.
and demand that Sumner County make arrest when we don't know. You know what I mean?
And some of the things she's asking for attention for
Yeah.
regarding her stepchildren, some of those things are not portrayed that the way they really are. And it is an attention grab there as well. And
Yep.
some of those things that the other channels brought out regarding that situation, they exposed her. It's just that everybody wasn't listening. They exposed her for what she was doing with that situation. So if you're paying attention, you can see one thing that nobody can argue with me is that I am here because Seth asked me to be here. And I support Seth every day, all day, and I have since the beginning of May.
Mm-hmm.
That is the purpose I serve. Whether you like me, like my family, don't like me, don't like my family, nobody can dispute the fact that I am here to protect and support the father.
I can say right now, and I can dispute that you're not defending and supporting the father. Look at who comes in. Hi, everyone. Unbelievable.
And I've done it relentlessly.
Absolutely.
She serves no purpose. She is not here to support anybody. She is here to create drama, get attention, cause problems. And she won't go back to TikTok like she told everybody she would. Her words on her live, she's leaving YouTube. Well, she did that to get attention, to see how many people would beg her to stay. Nobody's begging her to stay, and she won't leave because she's a liar.
Mhm.
But I want to, Smiley, I hope you're doing good. I saw you popped up there.
I'm here. Thank you.
Smiley.
Yeah, hi.
I'm going to say my last thing
Oh,
before
yeah,
she gets going, because
hi.
I know that she can't stand this woman, so it's going to probably get hairy.
Okay, now mind you, this bitch right here, Smiley, went into Julie's live a couple weeks ago and threatened to, I think, hit her. Asked her if she's ever been skull dragged. Remember that?
Yeah,
So-
she interrupted my live. What in the hell?
Oh.
So let's, if you can, let's address her nothing burger today that she's making to seem like I created some Ponzi scheme or something. Do you have the ability to put that up on your screen, Britt, where people can actually see what it is she's talking about?
Yeah, let me pull up what I was looking at earlier.
Yeah.
Because
So,
this shows it perfectly.
so just for your audience's sake, not your audience doesn't care about any of this because it has nothing to do with my job, but she's basically trying to say that I was involved in a Ponzi scheme back in 2011 that finally got settled in 2021 because a group out of New York started a penny auction site, and it started growing throughout the country, and it ended up making its way to me and my family in Missouri in 2011.
A penny auction site. Are you listening to this? He felt the need to come out and explain the Ponzi scheme that he was involved in. A penny site.
It was a multi-level marketing
Multi-level marketing. Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
situation where you put your own money in, which we did. We put $5,000 in it. And then you had an opportunity to bring other people in underneath you. I was a lowly guy at the bottom. Half the people in our community were in it before it came to me.
What's it called again, Tony?
It's called Zeke Rewards.
Okay, got it. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Zeke Rewards Ponzi scheme.
I'll pull it up.
So by the time I got into it, again, I wasn't even big in my little community of Joplin, Missouri. Um, I went and I signed up, just like you do in multi-level marketing things. I signed up my folks, my in-laws, my brother, my sister, a lot of my friends. Um, and over time, over about 18 months, I worked it a little harder than some did. But I made in a year and a half, I made about 40 grand off of the deal between the people I signed up, the overrides, etc. Um, some people chose not to take any money out. Some people chose to let their money sit in there and build. Those people did not have to pay any money back, but those of us that
Okay, let's read this. Canvas, thank you for your super chat. Wait. Didn't Betty get in trouble for a Ponzi scheme? I don't know. Did she? This is 2017. Charlotte, North Carolina, U.S. Attorney Jill Westmoreland Rose announced today that U.S. District Court Judge Max Coburn sentenced the CEO of Zeke Rewards 176 months in prison for operating a $900 million internet Ponzi scheme. Paul Burks of Lexington, Kentucky, age 70, was ordered to serve 3 years of supervised release and to pay $244 million as restitution. A federal jury convicted Burks in July of 2016 of wire and mail fraud, conspiracy, wire and mail fraud, and tax fraud conspiracy. Michael Rowland, special agent in charge of the U.S. Secret Service, Charlotte Field Division, the IRS Criminal Investigation Division, join U.S. Attorney Rose in making today's announcement.
like the guy that got me into it, he took about 400,000 out in 18 months. He was one of the top guys in the area.
Does she not scroll down?
Well, we go to get our weekly withdrawal one week, and we can't get our money out, and then we find out that the SEC has shut the company down out of New York, and they had deemed it a Ponzi scheme.
It says North
Again, this is a
Carolina.
multi-level market.
Wait, why do you say New York? Why did he say New York? This says U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of North Carolina.
Marketing thing. I was at the very, very bottom. None of us
I was at the very, very, very bottom.
understood what was going on. They quit answering their phones. They quit returning emails. So ends up being a big class action lawsuit filed against the CEO and all the board members of the company. And you can see it says on the screen, there was 900 million that all over the United States that, people made money. So they made a lot of money. And fast forward a couple of years after that, they end up getting a class action lawsuit, not only against the people that started this company that probably had ill intentions, but they also got a judgment against everybody. I think it says there was 9,500 in one article, but I know in the paperwork we got, there were 77,000 people that were named as defendants. So if you made $5, you were a defendant. If you made 40,000 like I did, you were a defendant. But then you got to see every defendant and what they made. And there was people that made over $1 million in 2 or 3 years. There was people that made hundreds of thousands. We were on the lower end, but again, we worked it pretty hard in our community. So we made, like I say, 40 grand probably in 18 months. So I went to our family attorney with this and I said, what do we do? They got a class action suit. And we never even got to go to court. I mean, we invested money. We were victims like everybody else. We just chose to work it a little harder and we made a little money. And he said, they're never going to come after you for this. They're going after the big fish. And I said, okay, well, I need you to.
They're never going to come after you for this. They're going after the big fish. I sent you some attachments. His name is on the list. It's alphabetical. All right, Tabby, I'll check it out. Wow. I feel like he was deeper in this than he's saying.
To keep your eye on it. And if they come after us, then I need you to let us know. Well, we went 5-7 years and we never heard a word about it at all. Well, then I start getting mail again regarding it and threats to garnish and everything else. So I reached out to my attorney in 20, and he told me that there's no way they're going to come after us. There's no way they can get anything. They're not going to transfer it to Oklahoma, because I lived back in Oklahoma by then. And and if anyone wants to verify this, uh, Mitchell Bonds out of Tulsa is the attorney that handled it. Brian Mitchell, you can call his office. No issues. Got receipts on everything. Um, Finally, in 21, they were threatening to get more aggressive. So we got an actual total from them of a little over $40,000, and we paid it off. Paid off, settled. The attorney tried to get me to settle for something less. I told him we just wanted to be done with it, and we paid him off. So that is your big, crazy, shady story that whack job Julie is over there on her channel trying to make people think she got a bomb. But if she thinks that thing is a bomb, trust me when I tell you, some of the stuff in her background would make you sit down in a chair and drink a glass of water.
Oh, shut up.
This is imagine. I mean, this is what she's digging up, you guys. Anybody, I like what Justin just said in chat. As soon Tony explained this to me, a little bit ago, because I saw that she was going live with this, and he explained it to me, and I was like, oh my god, I could have been a victim of that. You could have. I mean, have you? There's 1,000 different. As soon as he said it, I said, oh, that's an MLM.
Yep.
You going at somebody for being a part of a lower level MLM is a nothing burger. And Julie, you should be ashamed of your damn self, and to call yourself an advocate. But
Why is he even talking about this if he's here? Do you guys believe this? Limited edition, you're not the first time. You're not the first one that said that. But listen, this is one thing that I never saw on his record. Unless this was one of those judgments.
I want to get these 2 super chats, and then I'll let you talk, Smiley, too. Sharon, thank you so much. She says a lot of people got involved in a lot of these marketing things. Yes. Then they all found out the truth and learned that the term Ponzi at one time, many were fooled. Yeah. I mean, come on. Tell me what Tony got out of this. He ended up having to shell out money. Senator, thank you so much for the super chat. We're doing good.
Well,
I'm infuriated for you.
The other thing too is we were given the amount we invested was taken off of the amount we said we owed, because, as I said when we started, in order to do any good in this, you had to invest $5,000 of your own money, and we invested that. We took a risk.
I mean, there is a lot
for
of
the
people
potential reward. And to be clear, not all MLM, they're not all bad. There's a lot of people that have made a lot of money off
Oh my God, they're not all bad. Don't ever sign up with an MLM.
High-level marketing programs like Herbalife and Amway and different things.
Oh my God. Tony Mathis, the Amway man.
They're not all bad. They're not all Ponzi schemes.
Wow.
This one was a penny auction site that had a legit penny auction site where you could buy bids and go on a bid on things. And I got to tell you, they did a great job. I mean,
wow.
For me to get my.
They did a great job. Wow. Wow. Right. Nobody who, except the ones at the very top, make any money in those fucking scams.
My, elderly father-in-law and father.
Elderly father-in-law and father, he got involved in this?
Think it was a good idea. They were in it as well with us. Siblings were in it. Many family members were.
Many family members were in it. Wow.
Were in it because they saw what the guy that got us into it was making. So
no, in other words, you used your scamming ways and scammed your siblings and your parents into a Ponzi scam.
And the only reason they weren't named as defendants is that they let their money build instead of taking money out along the way.
What? The only reason the family wasn't named as defendants is because they were taking out money along the way? What? Does that even make any sense? Sounds to me like your family was a little too deep in this little scam. Wow.
So, you could say it's, you can say whatever you want to say. I told my dad and my father-in-law, I said, the only reason y'all didn't get named as a defendant is you were greedy. You were letting your pot build before you started withdrawing out of it. And they laughed and said, yeah, you're right.
What? The fuck? He's always wanted to be at the top of that pyramid.
You're right. We didn't need the money and we were letting it build. Otherwise, you'd have had, 70-some-year-old folks and in-laws named as defendants too if they would have even taken out $5, because anybody that made $1 off of it was a defendant.
Anyone who made $1 was a defendant. Thank you, Kels. Penny auction fund. Kick ass.
Yeah, I agree.
She says, "Oh, I agree. I agree. Wake up, BJ. This is why they use your platform, because you have no spine. Your spine is the consistency of a gummy bear. You're such a loser. You are such a loser entertaining this bullshit."
You guys can Google and read about this. What Julie does is she puts this up on a screen that's so small.
If Julie puts this up on the screen, we will read it, motherfucker. We will read it.
Nobody can see it. She puts the lawsuits that we were involved in when we owned our own businesses and went through some tough times. She doesn't tell people whether we won or lost those. She doesn't tell people whether we were the plaintiff or defendant. And at the end of the day, those are civil lawsuits.
I'm waiting for her to put all those in chronological order. I'm sure she'll let us know.
Those are not criminal. Those are civil. Some you win, some you lose. Some you're on the suing side, some you're on the get sued side. But what's wild to me is that this is painted to be that we are bad people because we were in civil lawsuits. It makes no sense. You're a bad person for causing problems in a case that a child is missing in. And I show respect for the other side because at least they stand for something. If they support Chris and Katie, they stand for something. This woman stands for nothing.
Oh my God. Wow. He even gave us props. The hate channels. We got some props. He is so over explaining, Vivian, but we got props. But Julie, she stands for nothing. Oh my God, Chico, I got you. I'm with you.
Absolutely nothing. She stands for attention. She got crucified when she was on TikTok. She wasn't making any money over there. And here she comes over to YouTube. And,
I actually disagree. I think she had a really good following on TikTok, to be honest. That's what I heard.
she's a train wreck, and she's a train wreck on her lives. Every live, she figures out a way to start balling and then goes and gets her poor husband involved. And I think that we can all agree when you see her husband's reaction, he doesn't want any part of this. And I don't blame him. You know what? Neither does my wife.
He doesn't want any part of you. That's what he doesn't want any part of, is you.
I agree. This can't be easy and here's the thing too, like Smiley just said, Beach Bum, thank you so much. This is no one's business. Smiley just said, like, you had to come over here from one of your lives on another case, Smiley. You've had issues with Julie too, haven't you? She said she was going to sue me, at one point. And I'm like, lady, I don't even know you. I don't know.
I think you're muted, Smiley, but I'd love to hear your opinion on this.
Oh,
this
God.
Yeah. And Betty's in chat and Seth's here. Good to see you, Betty and Seth. If any of you want to come up, I can drop the link for you as well. I don't know. She might be doing something.
Betty is welcome. I don't want Seth up here. This
Okay.
is not a situation he needs to be involved in.
Oh, Betty's welcome, but he doesn't want Seth up there. Betty never comes up, I don't think.
Okay. Just so fucking it is too. Yeah, he shouldn't have to be worrying about this kind of mess. I'd like to know what Julie Skolnick's end game is, because Lord knows if anybody was to do this to her, she would lose her ever loving mind.
Well,
Her
and
ever loving mind.
those of you that follow her got played. If you guys remember what
Oh my God. Those of you who follow her got played.
she did to everybody, all of us, even Seth and I got hooked initially. She was making her big coming out from TikTok to YouTube, and she put this lying false clickbait out there using Sebastian's name that she had never seen before pictures of Sebastian. And here she is new to the YouTube streets, and her live, there was, I mean, I had 3 or 4 dozen texts about it. She had several thousand people in that live. She got all kinds of subscribers, made all kinds of money, drug it out, drug it out, drug it out. Never showed a picture of Sebastian. She showed pictures of security cameras.
Did she even do this in her first live? I don't remember her saying she had never before seen pictures of Sebastian.
From Google. And that was her first live. She showed pictures of security cameras from Google. And that was her first live.
That says a lot right there. I
And
mean,
I'm sure you have people in this chat right now that got suckered into that very live and went over there to see what this woman was talking about, because everybody wanted to see.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
There you go.
everybody wanted to see never before seen pics of Sebastian, because the truth is that there are still a lot of people in this case that love that boy and want that boy found. But you can imagine how the father felt when he sends me a text, Seth does, and says, "So what are the never before seen pictures of my son?" And I said, "Brother, I have no idea. I don't know this woman. I'm going to tune in just like you are to see, maybe she got something from, Katie, whatever." But what she said was they were pictures that she got from the neighbor. So she led everybody to believe that maybe they got pictures of Sebastian playing in the yard or, whatever. And they were releasing those pictures to this nut job. So we all went over there, sat through that misery, listening to her, drag us along. And the live was over and there was no pictures at all. And you wonder why the father didn't want to work with her. It's not because of the petition. It's because she literally used his son to build her YouTube channel.
You can clear. I mean, yeah. Can you hear us now, Smiley?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Before we get into Smiley's mouth, I want to ask y'all's opinion, okay? So someone sent me this picture, and it's from another case. Do you guys think this looks like Tony? I'm going to do a quick poll. I want to know if you guys think this looks like Tony. A lot of you are saying no. Hey, Maggie, thank you for your super chat. Is TikTok Tony really a crane salesman, or is he claiming that to get close to Chris? Well, didn't Caleb Harris's dad work at the same company? Well, doesn't he get lip injections, it looks like? Karen Kelly plaintiff, Tony Lee Mathis, doing business as Lawn Boys, Oklahoma. Ooh, that's weird. This would be an old picture. Wow, 28% of you? All right, let me see. Let me pull Tony's picture up. He's got the Play-Doh lips. I don't have a picture of him handy. Hold on. He would have had to have a nose job, I think. I mean, if someone changed their identity, would they have a nose job? Y'all think it looks like him? Okay, here's a picture of Tony. Now yeah, here we go. See the nose? Kind of looks like an older Chris Watts. Julie A says no. No. Still looks like a thumb with ears, Beans. I don't know. You guys crack me up. Vote in the poll. Older Chris Watts. Maybe that's what makes him look familiar. Okay, let's see. Keep voting. Keep voting. Wait, man on screen is not TikTok Tony. It's Anthony Pavidano. Who's Anthony Pavidano? Oh, Two Old Crows. What are you talking about? Who's that? Anthony Pavidano? Mississippi? They're dead. He's dead. What do you mean that's Anthony? What? Killed by train? Biloxi man. What are you... Two Old Crows, what are you saying?
Making it happen. I want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
He was walking in the center of the train tracks as the train approached him. Who is he? He appeared to be from one of the homeless camps. It was a homeless man. Who's Don Draper? Before Jay put the comparison up, I thought. Tony is short for Anthony. I'm so confused. Y'all are crazy as fuck.
So yeah, I didn't know all this was going on, and I was being sent stuff or whatever. So y'all were evidently over here on a
Back
live.
to
I
Smiley.
just want to say, look, it don't matter. It don't matter nobody's financial or personal life or whatever.
Oh,
What
hold
is
on.
she doing? She is a disgrace. Julie, you are a disgrace. Now you know what you've done, Julie. I'm over here on a live, trying to be on a live, and I've had to leave my live with a video running. And you want to say you're for victims and stuff? You are ruining everybody in every case. It's not just Sebastian's. It's everybody. You have no business on this platform. And look, I have got dragged so many times since I come on here with Summerwell. I challenge. Y'all know who you are. You know who you are. Go after this lady instead of acting like you're stirring the pot, doing, comedies and shit, and letting her eating it up. Why don't you go after her? Why don't you go after her? Because what she's doing is wrong in the name of children, in the name of the missing. Julie, you said you would leave after you got the goods on Tony.
Oh, shut up. And why are you so out of breath? Yeah, it's Jeffrey Johnson. He actually paid a hitman to kill his daughter's boyfriend, teenager. The boyfriend got the daughter, Jeffrey Johnson's daughter, pregnant, and he paid someone to kill the boyfriend that got her pregnant, made him bring the body to him, show him it was dead, then took the body out into the woods and burned it. That's what this guy did. This guy, not him, this guy took a plea deal. His wife's name was Michelle. She was also charged and took a plea deal. They both spent time in prison and got out in, I think, 2017 or something like that. I actually, don't hold me on the year they got out. Yeah. Jeffrey Johnson. It happened in Arizona. Check it out. We'll look it up after this.
And it wasn't good enough that you brought out a bankruptcy, and it wasn't good enough that you did that on their child that passed away. You have to keep on and keep on and keep on. You're digging your own self in a hole, lady. You're digging your own self. What is your right? Do you understand? Nobody cares. If we like Tony, if we don't like Tony, if we like this one, if we don't like that one, no matter what you say or what you do or what you show or what you prove, it's not going to matter. It didn't with me. My people still come with me. And it ain't going to. And they keep trying to put the same old bullshit about me well, this hadn't circulated in a year. Oh, well, this hadn't did this and this hadn't did that. They've doxed my whole family, including my kids, first, middle, last name, social security numbers, and everything. Do you think anybody gives a shit? Julie, nobody gives a shit. But you know what? When they do it to you and your turn will come, that's not a threat, that's a promise, girlie. Your time will come. When they do, you're going to be sitting there crying because you're already crying. You're already crying. I don't know if it's because you don't have your blue pills, your green pills, or whatever pills that you need. But it's because you don't have your pills, lady. And yeah, that's right. Her poor husband. Her poor husband. Jesus Christ.
The only reason she said she was leaving, in my opinion, Smiley, was to get people to beg her not to.
I don't think nobody gives a damn to begging her shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Brittany. I'm sorry. This
No,
is
you're
personal.
okay.
Sorry, forgot. Sorry.
No, girl, you're fine. Get it out. This is
And
wrong.
I will tell you this. I am grateful that a bunch of people showed up over there today to listen to her baloney, because while they were in chat, everybody that had something to say, my brother, Seth Rogers, was over there blocking everybody from his channel that was in her chat.
That's awesome.
So there was something positive that came out.
Hold on.
And she wants to know why nobody wants to talk to her, why nobody wants nothing to do with her. Are you kidding? This is real life just because you're on YouTube, Julie. I'm speaking to you because you blocked me. You told bald-faced lies. I didn't even know Justin was in there that day. You're an idiot. And oh, by the way, if you're going to go against the police, I did that all in Summer Wells. If you're going to do that, why don't you learn how to do it, Julie? Like I said, I was strolling up and seeing what you were doing to Brandon Carter, and then you want to start on somebody else. Y'all think you know the game and you know all this shit. Well, it's not a game, and you don't know shit. How about that?
It's true.
I'm still here.
It's true.
I'm still here.
Well, she doesn't stop. It's just like Smiley said.
The other channels are, all these true crime folks, good, bad, or indifferent, whether I like them, don't like them, they're going to find out your baloney. They're going to find out what you've got in your background. They're going to find out if you've been to jail or prison or whatever. Obviously, they're going to find out if you invested in something that didn't work out. They're going to find out if you've been in lawsuits. They're going to find all that out. They're already on to Julie because they dropped some things when she left their panel regarding some things she's pretended to be that she's not. And I can assure you from what I've had sent to me that if they start bringing out the truth about her, she's going to create a new river in the city she lives in because she's going to cry for days.
And well, I want to point out what Seth is saying right now too. GW is in there right now hyping her up. That's
Seth. GW is in there right now hyping her up. Do you guys realize you lost? Do you guys realize you look dumb, pathetic, desperate, etc., etc.? Seth said
what's been happening. They're
Yeah.
because they are gassing her up.
because
And the more they gas her up, the harder she's wanting to go to get attention.
And the sad thing is that that woman you just mentioned, I've never even mentioned her name.
Mhm.
She continues to talk about me as well.
that girl you just mentioned, I've never even mentioned her name. Oh, but you sued her. You sued Granny's watching. Oh my God.
And she came out public
Thank you, Angel.
and said that my wife and I robbed a church.
Oh my goodness.
You've got
You did. You scammed a church. If you scam a church out of money, you're robbing them of their money. You guys are crooks.
to be a different kind of stupid to believe that. But, we'll deal with that privately. And we
Mhm.
are.
Oh, they're going to deal with that privately with Granny.
But, at the end of the day, if you don't like somebody that's involved, just
Ding
move
dong.
on. Move on. It's not me that's making money off of this drama. It's not me or Seth that's making money off of the drama. It's not me that's making money off a child missing. It's
Hey, Tony, why didn't Rogers Homestead of Family Values do their fiscal report for the year? Why are they defaulted on their fiscal report?
People like Julie. She's making money while she's over there doing that.
Julie's not monetized, by the way. Julie is not monetized.
Yeah, and it's very simple. If you don't like somebody or you don't like what they say, there's 3 little dots there. It don't matter whose chat you're in. You know, there's no need
Yeah, if you don't like Julie, there's 3 little fucking dots there, Smiley. Smash your face into them.
and being nasty. You can simply block them, and you don't have to see their comments or what they're saying. Period.
Stupid bitch.
Period. And
Well-
Julie, I just want to tell her, you know, we don't like to speak nobody's kids, but evidently everybody likes to drag kids in it. Where is her kids? What is her kids?
Oh, Smiley. Oh, Smiley. The one that used Summer Wells as a reason to get her husband out of DV charges is now talking about Julie's stepchildren.
Think about this. Me as a mother of a children with autism, let me
Smiley, shut the fuck up. No one cares about you. No one cares about your fucking kids. No one cares where you live. I don't even know what state you live in, nor do I fucking care. No one cares. No one cares if you ever click the live button again. No one cares.
just say this. She's a damn disgrace to that category. I'm sorry. I can say it because I got
I'm
it and I know
sorry.
it and I lived it. But
Smiley, you're a big fat fucking zero.
I sure as hell didn't sit on YouTube and try to ruin everybody or their life or their financial status or their families or anything else for years and years and years and use my kids as a sorry ass excuse for any of this nonsense drama that she's doing and off of the back of a missing kid. She has no business here. No business.
Well, somebody just mentioned that she's not monetized. I want to say this. I don't
That don't
care.
matter.
No, what she's doing is wrong. Listen, this man has had to come out, regardless of how you feel about Tony, whether you're somebody on the other side.
He didn't have to come out. He's a pussy. He came out because he's trying to get in front of it in his marketing world. Isn't that the slang, Tony? Getting in front of it, putting out fires. Isn't that the marketing lingo? I lived that world, Tony. This is what they call putting out fires. Except the fact is, Tony sucks at it. He sucks at it. He's putting out fires of barbecue's fucking cookbook.
Or you're one of us. This man has had to come out and tell about a traumatic situation between him and his
Shut
wife,
up.
some shit that should have never had to have been shared publicly. And she should have felt bad about that.
Isn't it funny that he was using a death of a child a few days ago? Now it's a Ponzi scheme. And he was way at the bottom.
If she was a decent human being and let well enough be alone, but she didn't. Now she's going to double down and try to go after him and make it like he's some big mastermind in a Ponzi scheme. Come on, Julie, let this stuff go.
Can I say something real quick?
Of course.
Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
well, first of all, and you know, hopefully 4.5 years later, even these dingbats can get
Hey,
it through their
Dutch.
head again. They know who they are, okay? Every one of them, whether they're subscribers, whether they're creators, they know who I'm talking to. And I'm
Smile
talking to
around
Julie
and
right now,
find
too.
out.
But for 4 years,
For 4 years. Chris, come on my platform, Chris. Don Wells. I dare you to come on my platform, Don Wells. That's how she covers cases. She taunts and taunts and taunts and never shuts the fuck up.
I did not monetize either. I did not have a Cash App either. I did not take a red penny on Summer Wells. I did not want to. I never did, never would. Did I work for free? I absolutely worked 24/7 for free. Every free minute I had, I worked for free. You say, well, that was dumb. Well, then it was damn dumb because I didn't, and I got the receipts to prove it. So whoever's sitting over there hyping her up, oh, she don't get monetized. Well, that didn't stop them from calling me a tragedy pimp, and I had no idea what a damn tragedy pimp was. It was probably 3 years in the game. I had no idea what some of these words were, and still don't give a damn. What I give a damn about is these missing kids and what I'm doing. That's what I care about, and what she's doing is wrong. I just don't even know how to say it no more. Is wrong. Said, Tony, I'm sorry you're having to go through this. I'm sorry. She's wrong.
Britt is
Hey, Julie, thanks for your super chat. And here is a link if you'd like to come up.
her original YouTube that she did where she lied about having secret pictures of Sebastian. Is that still up?
Oh, I have no clue about that one.
Yeah, because it didn't happen. Because it didn't happen.
I have no clue. I do want to tell you, someone just sent
You don't have clue about anything,
me
BJ.
a screenshot, and they're absolutely in her chat gassing her up. Jay is for justice. I just got a
Really? Jay is for justice?
screenshot, and they're absolutely in her chat gassing her up.
I
Jay is
didn't
for
gas her
justice.
up.
I just got a screenshot of her. So unfortunately, Tony, you got the ones on the other side going in
Yeah,
and perpetuating this.
I'm not concerned about them. I'm
But
concerned
I
about
didn't.
I'm concerned about her and what she's doing.
Yeah, he ain't concerned about me. He's concerned about Julie and what she's doing. The question is why? The question is why? I just got a screenshot. And you know what? I left one comment. I left one comment. I was live at the time. I heard Julie was live and being attacked. So I went into Julie's live and I said, I'm just popping in to show some support for Julie. That's it. The end.
And in contrast to what people want to believe over and over again, these people send me things, people's backgrounds, etc. If I was concerned about these other creators, I would be putting that out myself. I
Ding
don't.
dong.
I did it early on, and I realized that it wasn't helping. I was defending myself, and I went after a couple of creators, and I even after that said, you know what, that wasn't the right thing to do. I don't care about all that, but when you consistently drag me and my family, and you've done nothing to help in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to address it, and I'm going to take everything that's been sent to me, and anything anybody else can find, and I'm going to put it out there so that people can see who this woman is. And the things that she's got are not, hey, I made a bad investment. Let me say it one more time. They're not civil lawsuits. Civil lawsuits. Somebody can sue you because they don't like the shirt you're wearing, and you're in a lawsuit. That's how easy it is.
Yeah,
The
but
things
that's
that she's
not.
got going on in her life.
Yeah, it's easy to sue someone. You prove that with your frivolous lawsuit against Granny. But yours are for not paying your dues. That's why you were sued civilly. You scammed out a church for a logo, or I mean a school for a logo. You scammed people out of a lawn business. You scammed a church. I mean, I could pull it all up again. I've already gone over this once.
Are not that. And if I had been pretending to be what she had been pretending to be, I don't think I'd be talking about anybody ever again.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, and let's just call it for
Of
what
course
it
you
is.
do.
I mean,
I agree.
She has
I'm with
completely,
Smiley.
she's completely disrespected
Yep.
the mother of these children that she calls her children. She has completely disrespected her.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I mean, the woman, I think she's I don't want to say so much, but I'm just,
Oh, you want to say so much,
all
huh,
you got to
Brittany?
do is go look at her case coverage of Sebastian, y'all.
Wow. Hello, Julie.
Hi. I'm gonna
How are
turn this-
you?
I'm just peachy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Oh, you know what? I have to click that off. Okay, so I just clicked off the YouTube because I was getting a echo. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're okay. You sound good to me.
So yeah, so I really didn't want to listen to any of Tony and Brittany J or Smiley. And so I have not listened to the part after Tony drops down. What Smiley says, because I imagine it's only going to get worse from there. And I really don't want to feel upset about it.
Right. I get
So,
that.
because they're saying things that are really horrendous. But I was coming up only to ask you, Jay, a favor. You and I have no relationship, I mean, and so I think you're a good person to possibly do this if you could do it, or assign it to maybe a couple people that you know who are good at researching, since they're going to be putting out, first of all, there were multiple things, multiple things he said that were just straight up lies about me. And Brittany doesn't know me at all, nor does Smiley. None of them know me. None of them know me.
Right.
They don't know my life. They didn't do any research. They don't know
No, they're
anything
dum-dums.
about
They're
profound
dum-dums.
autism. They didn't watch my videos on TikTok where I talk to an audience of 75,000 people who have somebody with autism in their life that they love, mostly autism parents like me, and many of them profound autism parents. Nonetheless, they said they want to that he's received things this week and anything in my past, blah blah blah. It's going to be exposed and all this stuff. So I'm asking if you or maybe a couple people that you know who are good at researching, could you please on your side go ahead and just research everything you could find about me, and newspapers, whatever you can do,
About you?
yeah, about me, and find out everything you can find about me and everything, and whatever you want to find out, and
I love
tell
it. Julie is
say what
challenging to a dig.
yeah, so say what you find. My family, if you need names or anything like that, um um, you can ask me. Um, you know, I
Okay.
would, I mean, I can, there's, the only rules for me would be one, I have obviously my son Spencer, who is on my, you see on my videos, he
Yes.
cannot, he's basically nonverbal or he's minimally verbal.
I don't want
So
to
you
do
can't
anything
talk to him.
with children. I don't
My
want to do
my
anything
other
with
son,
children.
who's 21, is also autistic. So he is not fair game to speak to, period. Okay.
No,
He
I don't
is
want
level
nothing to do with
1
your kids
autistic.
have nothing to do with this, Julie, and that's
No,
what
I
made me
know, but I'm just
sick
saying
about
because this um uh research everything about Al and um I have 2 years, over 2 years of videos on my TikTok where I literally had at least one video, maybe sometimes two and three because they're very short on TikTok every day for over 2 years. So you could literally watch my life for 2 years if you want to on TikTok. It's got 1,000 videos, and they are divided. I do have playlists and subjects and things like that. But nonetheless, please go ahead. You could, any access to anything you want. Um, when I got divorced, when I initially got divorced, I had to it went away. I mean, it was dropped, but I initially did have to get a protection order against my ex-husband. This is going back many years now, but for that reason, um, you could look at anything about him. I could give you his name, I could give you this, but I would prefer not to provoke him.
No, I don't even think you should be bringing this up,
No,
Julie.
I'm just saying I don't want him provoked. Um, and you know, just go ahead. I will provide you anything you want
I
about my
need you to
family.
sign a
And the thing
waiver
is,
that you're not going to sue me. I'm just kidding.
no, I won't sue you. I won't sue you. And
I have
you
her
know,
saying it here, folks.
yeah, see what, have I ever been arrested? Have I ever been sued? Have I ever been in lawsuits myself? Have I sued anybody? Have I been sued? Has anybody in my family sued anybody? Has anyone in my family been sued? Um, you know, Basically my jobs that I've had in the past, news, anything that you can find that I've done. Because frankly, I would love to be a fly on the wall as they sit there and research me. And every time they try to find something bad, they find something actually really good about me. And, that makes me look
Did you hear
like,
what I said before you came up? That I actually like Googled your name and
yeah,
found like a swing set or something that you and your husband replaced at like a school or something.
yes.
And
Well,
I thought
so
that was
Spencer's
cute.
school,
Yeah, like
they
yeah, I
had
didn't
a
like
storm and they this, but there's plenty more.
Like you
articles
did
about
had
me.
something to do with laws and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I know you were
Yeah,
involved in yeah,
I
about
could,
respite. That's what I
yeah,
found.
I changed a law in New Jersey. There was it the law
That's awesome.
was the law was in New Jersey. I'd say this real quick. The law was uh that families with very high support needs children, right? Like Spencer, or if they were like medically high support needs, were eligible for 20 hours of respite per month. Now, that's not a lot when it's spread out over a month. And when Spencer was 13, and parents have to work, and we can't leave our children alone no matter how old they are. He's
Right.
21, he can't be left alone for 5 minutes. So it's hard to go to the doctor, it's hard to do anything or do stuff with your neurotypical kids. So when he was 13, we asked if we could get 10 more hours of respite to make it 30 hours a month. And we were told no. So we went all the way up the chain to the top person, that you can in this state of New Jersey in charge of this stuff. And we were told by that person, she said to both Al and I and the ombudsman for people and families with disabilities, 20 hours is the limit, no exceptions. That is the law. And I said at that moment, I said, well, if that's the law, I will change the law. And it took me 7 years to change it, but with Al's help as well, the two of us changed the law. And it actually, Spencer was no longer eligible for that respite hours after he turned 18.
Hmm.
So it took, if you add up what's, set 13 plus 7, we went for 2 more years fighting for this law, even though Spencer was not eligible. And it was
That's
finally
awesome.
enacted in the end of June this past summer. And then August 1st, people could start utilizing it. And it cost the state of New Jersey 50 to 100 million every 5 to 10 years to provide this for people who will never be able to vote for them, by politicians. It was not easy to convince them. It wasn't like a law like, oh, you can't turn right on a red light, that costs no money. This came with hundreds of millions of dollars of funding. So yeah, so that's one thing. But like, just go and find whatever, but try to find bad stuff too on everybody in my family and myself. Go ahead
Okay.
and find yourself. I mean, people know that, as Tony said, I am the stepmother. Okay, so feel free, have at it. I can provide you names and whatever your researchers need, and that's all. And I would just, like I said, I would love to be a fly on the wall when they are searching for bad things to say. Okay, as assuming they don't put out lies like they did tonight. Um, and they find is good stuff. And it's
Right.
going to be really piss them off that, like, oh my God, like, we can't read this because she looks amazing.
Right. Well, the same
Uh,
thing happened to me when Tony came at me last May. He couldn't find anything on me. I don't have a criminal record. I don't have anything bad. So
yeah.
they found out who my husband was, and they were going to go behind my back, try to get to my husband and tell him I was having an affair with no other than JLR.
Oh, that's wonderful. So,
Yeah.
like, therefore, if they're doing research, I would like the
For
research,
making it
and
happen.
and
Let's say
if
thank you
whatever you find,
for
good
making
or
it happen.
bad,
Thank
okay,
you.
I would like it all to come out, because they're just looking for bad stuff. But if you actually are researching me and my family, and you can include everybody, right, other than my children, um, go ahead and see what you find, and then put out a, hopefully, whatever you guys find, it would be, hopefully, balance out fairly whatever Tony and his sycophants are attempting to put out.
Hmm.
And I'm giving you, no, like, carte blanche, and I will not sue you. I will sign anything to say I will not sue you if you find anything, whatever you find, bad or good, you know um and I'm including everybody, other than children.
Well, kids, yeah. I mean, pretty much over here, we typically don't go for children.
No, it's like, I know, I'm
this
like
is
saying, hey, go ahead and dox me, please. But like, I mean, like, what else can I do? I don't want to
right.
have to like explain myself,
But you do
and
realize that they
counter
make up
lies.
lies. But you
So,
know
and,
that they're
and
going to
if I put,
continue to lie though. That's what they do.
well, I know, but I'm saying like, if I come out and say something counter to what they say about myself, obviously, they'll say, well, Julie, you're, a little biased about yourself. Okay. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you
No,
have a
I get
large
what you're saying.
channel, you have a large audience, you may have people that who can do this kind of research and things like that, and say what you find. That's it. Good or bad, just put it out there. Including the stuff that they've been alluding to, which like about me taking medication for depression, which I made a
Oh
video
yeah.
about on my TikTok. You can see that video and you could play that video. Like, I'm just giving you an example of things, but the way they will tell the story might be different than the way your researchers will tell the story, because they might actually go and watch the video about it. So that's all.
No, I think it's a great idea. Challenge accepted. I see
Thank you. I
several of my
appreciate your
people.
help.
Yeah, no problem. I got to ask you a question though.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Tony is so worried about? He seems
Money
very
drying up.
concerned. His image being ruined
No.
and his money drying up?
Yeah, well, basically, yes. Yeah. So donations will stop coming in if I show that he's not a person that I said I would not trust to, I wouldn't trust, give him any money to, manage money, make decisions, strategy. I think he's as they said, JLR's video, someone said, a confidence man, right? Where like, that's what con man comes from. They gain your confidence and then they could manipulate you. And I think, what I'm doing is showing things that will undermine the confidence people have in him, and therefore his ability to con people is limited. And so basically, I'm going, it's going straight for his wallet. And that is all he cares. I'm not, let's put it that way. That's a big thing that he cares about, in my personal opinion. And so I'm saying, I think, like I said to my audience, I think like if you were giving money to a nonprofit, right, and they put out 1099s, so you could see where they spend their money. And if you're giving to a nonprofit that pays their CEO $2 million and only like spends $20,000 in actual like, charitable funds, to people who are in need, you might say, oh, I'm not giving money to that charity anymore. Well, that's kind of what's happening here. I'm saying this is not a person I would trust, and people who are donating money should know who they're donating money to. If he's making decisions about how monies are spent or strategy decisions, they should know that he's made many terrible decisions, in my opinion, that have been harmful and hurtful to some people. And he's I mean, I don't know. It's, to me, somebody who's been in that many lawsuits. I mean, the way he talked about it was like, hey, it's just, people are just like in lawsuits all the time. Like that just happens, like people are just like in Ponzi schemes and stuff like that, and like make money in Ponzi scheme, it's like all the time, well, not, in my world, that doesn't happen. And frankly, so I just want to balance it out. I just want to, because otherwise I don't want to respond to them. I don't want to respond to all the misinformation that they're putting out about me, because that's what they're trying to do. They want to trigger me to respond to each and every little accusation.
Right.
And
People
that's
in chat
what
are
they're doing. They're like, I don't think my live was over before he was on Brittany J.
No, you were still live. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and he didn't deny what I said.
People in chat are saying that he threatened to come after Al's ex-wife. Just to
So,
let you know.
so I am very concerned about that, frankly. I mean, the way he posed it was saying that I talked badly about Al's ex-wife, and I've had a lot of things to say about that, and it's all on my channels. You could go to TikTok and watch it. You could go to my YouTube and watch it. I talked about her even up until this week when it was the boy's birthday, but I actually said something somewhat good. But I've had, a lot of issues. But please look for yourself. As far as contacting her, um, you know, it's not it wouldn't be healthy for our family, you know, about Julie
But
saying
that's the
this or
kind of
that about
family.
right. I'm saying like, well, I think that's I mean, I really can't say on here like exactly why that's really not a good idea. Because it's just not a good idea. But um and you know, but as far as I mean, I have 2 years of videos, like I said. I have 2 years of videos. You'll see what you find. But I mean, what like if you wanted to try to figure out or your researcher try to figure out like what has been my involvement as a parent, and versus or what am I saying about our family dynamics, and you know, is there any, truth to it? I mean, I hate to give a spoiler alert, but Ellie here in Jersey, she lives 3 states has for a decade. So what does that tell you? I mean, basically all you need to get ahead by my children. Stuff.
Of course not.
I mean, that's all you need to know. It's like if you have one parent, and by the way, now my children both are 21, but Spencer has to have guardianship, and there are two legal guardians of Spencer, me and Al, and his mother was given the opportunity. It's almost like a divorce. You have to be served with papers, like if you're what's called an interested party when somebody goes for guardianship.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was served papers to say Julie and Al are filing for guardianship on Spencer, and you are an interested party, and you have 60 days to respond because you also can be a guardian. And we would have no problem with her volunteering to be a guardian. But she's not a guardian. And it's by default, because if you don't respond within 60 days, by default, you then give up your right to have guardianship because she never responded. So that's it, and that's a fact. So there's two legal guardians, and Spencer has to have his own lawyer. When you get guardianship, your child gets their own lawyer, because having guardianship over somebody is a very serious thing. I mean, it basically says they can make no decisions of their life, financial, medical, anything. So Spencer's court-appointed attorney had to come to our house to see us, interview Al and I and Spencer, and she wrote a report about it that was given to the judge, which I could provide your researchers if they're interested in seeing it. This is from Spencer's court-appointed attorney to see if we could be, if we would be suitable guardians throughout for the rest of his life. I would frankly love for that to be read online, because it was really touching.
I mean,
frankly.
I guess if they do go and contact Al's ex, there's really nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
I can't
Like,
do
it
anything
is what
about
it is,
It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I mean, I really, honestly, it's causing me a lot of grief right now.
Yeah, I just want you to know
It's
that
right,
I know.
honestly, I'll tell you the
Listen,
truth. This is the truth.
Julie,
It's gonna
Ju-
be upsetting to me. It's gonna be upsetting to Al.
don't cry. Don't start crying.
I know,
Don't start crying.
but it's gonna be upsetting to Al if that happens. But I mean,
I know, but you can't control other people,
no, I
right?
can't. So
And
it
you
is
haven't
what
done
it is.
anything to,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
and
not
you
like,
haven't done
what is
anything
she-
to deserve it.
There's nothing they're gonna find out. There's nothing that they're gonna find out other than, asking a person, do you like somebody being critical of you? Do you like a stepmother being critical of you as a mother? And they'll be like, no, I'm pissed. Right?
Thank you,
Like,
Barbara.
that's it.
Hey,
I mean,
Cooter Clippers.
but if you ask the second question, which is like, where do you live? And where do your kids live?
Clippers.
And why? She's not in the military, I can tell you that.
Hey, Cooter
Well,
Clippers.
I just think that they just look for, anything they can do to try
Just
to,
somebody who could say
get you to shut
something,
up.
Yeah,
like
listen,
someone
I
who could say something bad and then they want you to
Right.
shut up is what it is.
But
Hey,
it's
And
Cooter
honestly, it's going to hurt her more than me, and I don't really want to hurt her
well,
in the
right.
sense that she's not watching my videos. She's not this.
Hey,
Nobody
Cooter
knows her name.
Clippers.
Nobody knows, anything about her, and so it's just a shitty thing to do. But go ahead.
Hey, Cooter Clippers.
Well, what I
they
want
can
to
go
say,
ahead.
Julie, is this, okay? I know that I can say for myself that I don't agree with a lot of the coverage you did on Sebastian.
Hey,
However,
Cooter Clippers.
what's happening to you is completely wrong. And I want you to know that I support you in what you're doing right
Well,
now.
I mean, it's
And I wanna
frankly
know-
bizarre.
Hey,
I don't
Cooter
understand. I mean,
Right.
you asked me why they're doing this. I mean, the only thing I could think of is because of, it might hurt.
Hey, Cooter Clippers.
It may make people think twice before donating money. That's what I'm thinking is the issue, and that's a big issue for people like
Hey,
who,
Cooter Clippers.
Well,
want
and I
to
think
keep
too
getting
that you're an advocate and you have contact and you have if you reached out, let's say you saw Tony, fishing around in one of those Facebook groups again saying, "Hey, I'm an advocate for children, da da da, da. Contact me." If you were to counter that, they would look at your background and be like, "Oh, wow, I'm going to listen to her."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's, I think, a threat to them too, is that you have a connection in that community. And he's really downplaying your following on TikTok. That really cracks me up because you were pretty
it's like,
successful
I'm
over
just
there,
a
weren't
crazy
you?
lunatic who 75,000 people on TikTok follow.
Yeah, you
in
were
less than
pretty.
2 years.
Yeah, you had a pretty good following over there. So
Yeah,
he's
and
really
I'm
trying to
talking
downplay your, your background and your knowledge.
It's gonna listen. It's going to backfire on them. But go ahead. I hope they do, because it will backfire on them, because there is a significant the reason I started talking about this case was at the encouragement of my followers on TikTok, who are themselves autism parents and feel very invested in this case. They were worried and concerned from the start, and they wanted to know about it. And if they start saying, things about me, it's going to end up really not looking good for them. Honestly,
No, it's
it
not.
will
I
hurt
agree with
them
you.
more than it'll hurt me. But because I don't want to be reactive to every little thing, as they say it, they want me to be triggered, and I don't want to be triggered. If I know that someone else who has, you know,
Yeah. Can I give you one?
trying to do the same thing as they're doing, which is dig up information, but is not coming at it with like, I'm gonna ignore the good stuff and only look at the bad stuff, right? But you're gonna do it about, like, you're gonna look at good and bad and report on both. So I'm saying you report on good and bad, report on both, because they're only gonna say bad things, even if it means they have to lie.
So you want this put out like in a video?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, or a live or whatever you want to
Or
do.
yeah, I mean video or live, whatever.
Yeah. Say what you find. Say what you find, good and bad. And I could provide you, you know, I mean, you're going to need some names. So I'll give you the names.
Okay. You can email me.
Yeah. I don't know if I have your email. Is it
You want
on
me to
your?
put it? It is, but I can put it
I
right
don't.
here
I
in this.
put it in the back chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it back here and you can get it.
Okay. You check your emails because some the creators.
I do.
Don't.
I
Okay.
do usually. I try to every day.
Okay.
I have it on my phone. I gave you a different email, so the one I check on my phone. So, Angel
Okay.
wants to know, can you ask Julie who gave the info and ask her about all the money they have raised over there? What does that mean, Angel? Over where? Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. I just have one thing. Are you still putting all that stuff in chronological order?
Well, like I said, this week is still an extraordinarily busy week. Spencer's moving into um an adult group home tomorrow, and I just put out a video because they was like, I went over to get some of his room ready and things like that, like late tomorrow in the day. But it's only 6 minutes from our house, and he'll be going kind of back and forth. But
Yeah, I saw your guys' little drive over there.
Yeah, legally he has to sleep there. But anyway, so this was a tough week, obviously, but I have been doing research, and so I was like, I don't want to just show the same things that everybody else has shown. I wanted to know what is the story behind these things, like what is, like, this one thing that I did today. All I saw was the first thing on that first slide, right? Is just like a
Yeah.
lawsuit, and it said, and it was just this weird reference to Orso versus Disner, right? And
Uh-huh.
I was like, what is this? So I started looking into it, and one thing led to another, and then there you go. It's regarding a Ponzi scheme, and
That is
and
wild.
a clawback, uh, and stuff like that. So I have some stories that people have shown. There's been a number of lawsuits that he was involved in, mean as the person being sued, let's put it that way, that there is a story about. And I think it's a very telling story about who he is and his personality, and the kind of things that could happen with people. I like, there's some people who just like, well, if you're with them, they'll bring you down,
Right.
and so I'm going kind of behind the story, behind the behind the headline,
Behind
whatever
the
the hell they call it. But basically, JLR
behind
showed,
the headline
look,
with
look.
Julie.
Yeah, JLR showed the list. Here, look, lawsuit, 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 right? But it's
Yeah.
like, well, what does that mean, though? You know, like, what is that? Because he's put out already a couple different narratives, or had
I went over all of
surrogates put
Tony's
out different narratives.
lawsuits. I went
Like,
over them in a live like a year ago.
yeah,
And he basically what I figured out from it was that he's a scammer and he was sued for not paying his dues and scamming people. I
yeah.
mean,
There's a story, that's that spans a couple
will you tell the
years,
story?
I'm going to be telling that story, and
Yes.
it spans a couple years, and
Years?
it spans a couple years and a number of lawsuits, and
Mm,
but it's all part of the same story, and it tells you who he is and what he is about, and that is, I think, a story which is, I think he tried to get ahead of it by saying something about um losing a family member and stuff like that. Like, I don't even know what I mean, I don't know if he lost I never heard anything
I
about it. Had never heard about it before till he said it. But,
me either.
it is it I understood why he said it because of the story, but I know
But
that I can tell the story without bringing up any
but
children.
Julie, don't you think that that would have been something that he would have shared earlier? Like I've heard him say, to Seth, brother, I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what you're
weird.
going
It's very
through. Like
weird.
you do know what he's going through in a way if you've lost a child. So
Right. No,
that's weird.
when I heard them say that, somebody say that, oh, if you just want to, you know, put out something about at a time when we lost this, I was like, oh, that's new. I've never heard that before. I was like, I must have missed that, because I would have thought we would have heard that before. So I haven't looked into that at all, and I really don't plan to, but I certainly can tell the story I need to tell, without
Good.
without you know mentioning um, anything about, because frankly, as much as he would like to make it about uh, other people or family or whatever, this was all about him. This was all his decisions, all his actions. And to blame a child or to blame this, it's just, no, that's not what it's about. And people will see that. But so that's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to go over the same things that went over before. But I'm going to, and I have I have documentation behind it. Believe me, I won't say anything that I can't back up. And
Okay. Would you mind
so,
if we switch gears and talked about something else for a second? I just want to get your opinion on something.
all right.
It kind of goes to the other side, to Seth.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you did a dig on like Katie's family and all of that. Like,
Yeah,
it's horrible, right? I mean,
I
god
I
awful,
am
right?
I
So,
am researching
yeah,
Seth.
like I don't, okay. I didn't know if
And
you were like continuing on because
oh yeah, so
I
that's the
don't,
thing. First of all, I never said I was getting off of YouTube. I said at some point I don't want to put my family in harm's way, and there's a lot of really, people I think are very dangerous. As the more I researched, the more I felt fearful of certain people, and so I and Tony now is one of them, but there are others. And I said, I want to just take all the research that I've done, although I'm still doing some, and just lay it out on the table and just show everybody what I found, and going in the order from the perspective of Sebastian's life. Okay. His life, who was in his life, what happened in his life, and, you know, who was helpful and who was harmful and who was whatever. And Seth's story is a story that should be told as well. And you could go back to my TikTok videos. I was just like everybody else. I was like Saint Seth, and I thought he was. I had the opinion, which I think a lot of people did, that he was like because we had heard like he took care of Sebastian when Katie went into the military. So I was like thinking like he's like a super involved parent. And we even heard from Katie, who said that Seth, if he was in a show or he was in sports, I can tell you that his dad would be in the front row for it. Right. So I thought, wow, what an amazing, involved parent, loving parent, this and that. But as I've researched more and more, gone further down the line from when he was a full-time stay-at-home dad to what happened from there. Okay, I have seen more and more things. And this is coming, but I'm doing things in order. And I said I'm going to need like 12 lives to get all this stuff out, honestly, that I have. And I'm going in order with Sebastian's life, but I had to start a little bit before Sebastian's life because he had grandparents, who were in his life. And so that started, just a little bit of their backgrounds before. And then then we're going to go to his parents and Chris.
Right,
and
but
his family
what
don't
I
even
was
come in until he's like
I
7
know
years old.
right. But what my point was is, the whole
There's a
thing.
story to be told about Seth that people I don't think is
Do you think
there's
Seth
a
was
story to be
grooming
told.
Katie?
Huh?
Do you think Seth was grooming Katie as a young girl?
I can't say that. I can't say that because I found first of all, Seth was the hardest person to find information about. And in fact, I made mistakes, because the names are very common, like Rogers is a very common name and things like that. So it looks like it looks like he did some wandering around from place to place for a number of years. Maybe during what would have been Katie's like early high school years. Like he was not in the same state as her. He was going like place to place and lived a lot of places in a very short period of time, which means that he's not too stable.
Right.
So I don't think if there was anything like that, it was continuous, because of his just geographically separated for a good period of time. But he certainly came back into her life at a very, listen, if my daughter's, 17, 18 years old and getting involved with a man 9 years older, I'd have something to say about it. So
it's just another disturbing
yeah, no,
part of the story,
listen, there's a lot of there's a story to be told, but you have to understand, like I have to lay it out the way it happened.
I get the feeling that your brain only works when you do things in a certain order. Like you need to do it all in, like you're not just going to go live and say, "Hey guys, this is what I found," and just start pulling up random shit.
No, I can't. And I can't because
Julie, you don't have to be so organized on here. We can pick up what you're laying down.
I know, but yeah, it's not just about me being organized, it's also having credibility, like it's true. I haven't been on YouTube that long. People don't know me. So they need to know that like if I put something out there that it's literally like I have researched the hell out of it, and that they can trust it to be factual as best to the best of my abilities. And so that's it. So it's not just about that. It's also about,
She was like 14 though, by the way. I think they were 12. She was 12 when they met, and he said when he first met her, he knew he was going to marry her when she was 12.
Yeah. No, she was 12. That's true.
Yeah. That's icky. Oh, one thing I will tell you, if you come across this, I did some research of my own early on, and in Seth's employment history, It
Yeah.
says Christian Teen Camp. I found that to be very interesting. It was in all lowercase.
I have a
So
picture from that. Of him
what? Really?
there. I
At
have
the
a picture
Christian
of him
Teen
there.
Camp?
Yes.
Oh. Was he like a counselor or something?
That's what it looks like. Junior counselor. I don't know. Something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, I've been looking at it all, and but yeah, it's like I said, I mean, I was under the impression he was very involved, only to find out later, as a lot of people did, that in fact that he only had Sebastian every other weekend. So that's a big difference between being a very, very involved father, stay-at-home dad, this and this, versus
Yes.
seeing your child only 4 days a month,
Yes.
and you only live a half hour away. It's like that didn't make a lot
Yeah,
of
the
sense to
father
me.
of the year was kind of tarnished when you found that out.
Yeah, it was like, oh, wait a minute, he only had him every other weekend, and the fact
So,
that
like, I want you to take
they
into
went to Seth and said, can you take him or whatever? Can he live with you for whatever? And would and um you know it's just like, it means to me that they wouldn't have
Cooter
objected
Clippers.
possibly to him spending more time with Sebastian than he did. That's what it says to me.
Uh-huh.
So why wasn't he?
Well, that's a good question. And you know, if I have to bring it up again, and I'm not on anyone's side, I think I made that clear. Like, I don't think Chris Proudfoot did anything. I might be wrong, but I really don't think he did. I don't know about Katie, and I don't know about Seth. I just think that Chris Proudfoot, because he was over state lines, the FBI checked him out very
At the beginning of my thing, I said, I am not going to be investigating anything that happened February 25th, 26th, or thereafter. I am looking only at Sebastian's life up until his disappearance, because I don't know what happened that night, and I don't know what happened after the fact. So I just was wanting to look at Sebastian's life, and I have the issue about autistic kids, and the fact that they are, many, many more times at risk than their neurotypical peers of being abused, is an issue that I have, is something I've worked on which is one of the reasons I tried to get the respite bill passed, which I did get passed, because families are under a lot of stress. And when there's a lot of stress and they don't get a break, that's when some bad things can happen, because it's very overwhelming, and kids can be dysregulated and stuff like that. So I want to do everything I can in this lifetime to make the world a safer place for autistic children. But the where they're getting hurt is at home a lot, and I just don't, I have very strong feelings about how he was treated at home.
I know you do, and I understand that, and I understand why you do,
Yeah.
because of your advocacy. I totally understand that.
Right.
But looking at it, taking that, like setting that aside for a minute, and what they did to you by demeaning you as the stepmother, who, by the way, has devoted her life to those children. I know you have, Julie. I've seen enough of your videos to know. And I know your heart's there, and I'll give you that. And I just want you to kind of set that aside for a second and think about like Proudfoot as the stepdad. And think about the videos that we saw of, Sebastian riding his bike, the heavy equipment. I think that you have to take in all of the things too. You know what I mean?
I agree. I hear what you're saying. Listen, I'm going to try to show what I know as I know it, and I know what you know, it means to provide for a child, to work hard, to put clothes on their backs, a roof over the head, food, health insurance, all, everything that goes with it, and be there and stable and living in one place and not being homeless and everything else, So, I don't I'm not going to hide that information or minimize it. But
I know you love kids.
Even people who are wealthy can hurt kids,
No, and I'm not. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you happen to see the case down here in Florida? We watched the whole trial. There was an autistic boy. He was adopted by this wealthy family. They had a beautiful home.
Yeah.
They couldn't control him. And what they did, instead of, working with him, was they built a room in the garage and put him in the room. And the only reason this boy was saved, he ran away to school, of all places. Well, the contractor that was asked to build the room eventually called the police and said it was a weird request.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't seem right. They wanted the lock on the outside. They wanted the light switch on the outside. They wanted an air conditioning unit put in it, And they literally tortured this kid. They had a camera in there, a hole for a camera. And that was how they communicated with this boy. So I do, and they were very Catholics. They were on podcasts with I don't know, like whatever you call them people.
There literally needs to be a lot more resources and training for parents.
I agree.
Kids,
because you know what he was doing, Julie? This kid was so smart that he was hacking into the high school computer and he was changing his grades. And instead of taking him and applying that, like that kid could have been in robotics or, something where he could have used that intelligence and that knowledge instead of hacking and doing something bad. So I understand.
There's
it
so
comes
many horror
from everywhere.
Stories. It's terrible. There's horror stories.
It is. But you know what? We have no proof yet.
I'm not saying that we have proof of that, but I'm saying that it's not okay, in my opinion. Okay.
To the belt. I get it. I know.
To hit, to give harsh treatments to autistic kids who have a disability, who will never be able to meet certain standards or certain expectations because they have a disability, and you can't discipline that disability out of your kid. It's not like he's going to learn. No, he's not going to learn because he's autistic, and the things that are preventing him from learning are due to his disability. So that lack of understanding and education from parents who feel like they can, punish away or whatever.
I think your protection of Sebastian comes first and foremost when you look at this case.
Yes.
But if you set that aside, and I get it, you think spanking with a belt is wrong, but we also have to remember that Sebastian wasn't diagnosed until just a couple years, not even, 2 years ago. So it's not like it was a lifelong, he wasn't nonverbal. He was very high functioning, right?
Yeah, but there was, okay.
I wouldn't do it. I listen, I'm with you. I don't like it.
Look, he had another condition that made him
he did
medically fragile,
You're right.
So
I don't agree with it. And I've told Chris Proudfoot I don't agree with it.
Right.
I'm on that same page. But that doesn't equal to me that he's responsible for him disappearing.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it. I'm saying I'm not going to talk. I said at the beginning of the things, I've only, of the ones of saying laying it on the table and going through that, I've only done 3. I said I'll need at least 12 to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So they said I'm a liar. I said, and I didn't say I was getting off YouTube. I said I was done talking about this case because.
And they have no right to fucking. It doesn't matter.
No,
you know what, Julie?
You said that. You're like, oh, like when you said, like, who the fuck are you, or something like that.
Yeah.
That was. I laughed.
Who the fuck are they?
I don't need your fucking permission. and I didn't need your permission to come on. I don't need your instructions to get off. And frankly, Tony tried to instruct me on things from the beginning through surrogates, and he's always using surrogates to get to people. And by the way, people have been coming at me harshly, obviously, online creators and things like that. But he's also having people come to me pretending to be my friends in the past and late, since I read the I had the audacity to read the anti-slap ruling at 10 something at night when no other creator on the approved green team list had read it, and was blowing up my phone while I'm reading this.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, he's had both have happened, and but he puts a degree of separation between them. But I mean, I said, believe me, I'm wary of everybody. So if you coming to me now as a friend all of a sudden, when you didn't say shit, when Smiley said I should have my skull rolled or roll my skull.
Unbelievable. She is vile.
When you didn't say anything about that, and you were friendly and this and that, but now all of a sudden you're coming to me as a friend. Like, why? And it's like, because I know who you are to Tony. I mean, they take me for a fool. And
we know you're not a fool.
I'm so crazy and I'm such a fool. Why are you flipping the hell out about what I have to say?
Right. Well, the only ones you see that are flipping out are, Seth and his team. Chris Proudfoot was willing to have a conversation with you and still is, as far as I know. I don't know if you want to do that or not, because I know you're not a fan of him. But the thing is, you also believed the power washer story, which has never been proved. It's been proven a rumor. You got to remember, the things you're seeing come out of like Justin and Smiley, those were all things they put out early on. And a lot of it was rumors.
Oh, the first things I heard from the neighbors, I think I heard on Crime Lines.
Yeah, it was BS. It was a fake neighbor. It was a fake neighbor.
Listen.
And then Justin coming out with, some lady met Chris Proudfoot at a bar.
Himself to make me.
He did say that he did say he spanked him with the belt. He did. But you really need to get past that, I think, if you want to really get to who could be responsible for the disappearance of Sebastian. Because I don't think
I'll ever get to that, and it's not my focus at the moment. I just want to put out what I know about his life.
Well, we're all.
I don't want Sebastian's legacy to be his disappearance.
Well, his dad has made his legacy. He's put out a lot of bad things about his own son. Let's put it that way.
So
he really has.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It really is. It's freaking sad.
There's a story to tell for everybody. There's a story to tell for everybody. I just want to get all the things that I have spent time researching out there. Let people look at it and make their own decisions about the things that I have come across, and then be done with this case. But I was not anticipating being ambushed by Tony and Seth the day I was reading the anti-slap thing. So I have been a bit sidetracked from laying everything out on the table, the series I was doing, now dealing with who a lot of people are, and what they're doing, and my suspicions about what is actually happening behind the scenes, frankly. So now he says, somebody injects themselves. Well, the night that he and Seth sat together in a room and called my phone over and over and texted me over and over while I was on a live and reading an anti-slap ruling, they injected themselves into my focus. So now I'm focused there for the moment. And then I'll get to the rest of what I had to talk about.
Well, straight talker, I don't know who needs to be locked up. Like, to me, all three parents have not been cleared. So I'm not going to sit here and say that. No, I can't say that because I don't know who did what. And I've always had that stance. I don't fucking know. People are concerned it's going to harm you. She'll be fine, Crafty. I think she knows what she's doing.
I mean, no, I appreciate it because honestly, I am concerned. And when I talked to Al, it's hard when I told Al the other night, it was night before last, or was it? Yeah. Or was it last? I can't remember the days, but night before last, I told Al about the video that that woman creator driving around made about me, and what she said about him and the kids and everything about bullying and them, and this is just the start of it, making threats and stuff like that. And Al doesn't watch YouTube, and he's like, well, can't you just ignore her? And I was like, I was like, he doesn't have the, like, he doesn't understand like the lengths that she has gone to in the past. So it's like, no, I said, I can't ignore her. Unfortunately, I wish I could just ignore her, but I can't, because I really don't know what she's capable of doing. And bringing up my kids made me very concerned. So I am concerned, and I think I'm concerned about Tony, frankly. This is, I think that they want me to be intimidated, but I don't think it's idle threats either. Like, I don't think it's just like blowing smoke. Like, I think some people are actually capable of doing harm.
Yeah, I do too.
And that's why I said I want to be done with the case, because I don't want to put my family in harm's way.
Don't let them chase you away. I mean,
no, I just don't want to continue to put my family
Julie,
in harm's way. My kids
in
or
all,
like that.
but
I
in
don't
all
want all the research I've done to go to waste either. And that's what I told Al. And he backed me up on that. He said, absolutely. You put out what you've done, and you say all that you have to say and show people what you have to show them, and then be done with it. And that's what I said. That's what I'm going to do. But in the interim, I'm going to try to do what I have to do to protect my family too.
Yeah, for sure. I just want you to keep in mind, like, when Tony came out and needed to do.
I'm not getting off of YouTube.
No, but listen, when he came out and needed to do damage control today, look who he went to. Look whose channel he went on. I mean, what a joke. He's a joke. He's a joke.
It's, but I mean, I don't know. He's he is like, they don't, like, for example, okay, let's just take this one example. At the end of her video, she said, and I didn't talk to Tony today. Just at the end, she just threw that in at the end. And I didn't talk to Tony today, which was weird to say at the very end. And so that made me think, you talked to Tony, right? And to think that, let's just taking a guess here and just speculating here and just my opinion here. If Tony actually did gas up this woman to do an attack video on me 3 days after she left Tennessee on a $20,000 bond for violating protection orders, he doesn't care about putting his so-called friends at risk for you know, like who would encourage a person who's out on bond to make a video like that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's so, and I think that's the thing. It's like he'll go to somebody who is willing to do things that are harmful on his, for him as opposed to him doing it. Then that, and so then you don't know where the threats are coming from. You don't know where, you know, the person who could hurt you is from. Maybe he's looking for somebody in New Jersey who could help him out. I don't know. I think I think there's a chance of surrogates being used. And because if he did gas up this person who's out on bond 3 days after that court hearing to make a video like that, it's like he doesn't give a shit about you.
No,
at
he doesn't.
all, because he put you in danger of getting yourself in big trouble. So I think he'll go to people who are willing to do things that are really, like I said to Al, like, I don't know what somebody's actually capable of. I think it is possible they could be capable of a lot of things.
No, I do
So
too. I mean,
it's
he is
very
a
hard.
joke, but he is a bad dude,
Right. And he wants to protect himself.
At all costs. Yes.
He wants to protect himself, but still hurt others potentially, theoretically, in my opinion. So he'll use other people to do the work.
Yep.
And that's scary.
Exactly like Stephen Crabtree got up on Clues today and said in the beginning he would never, like, he didn't want to text. It was always phone calls. And it triggered me because I asked to have Seth on my panel in the very beginning just to talk about the disappearance of Sebastian. And he emailed me. He blocked his email and it came up null. But then when I opened the email, it said Tony Mathis at yahoo.com. I was like, why is this guy hiding? And then secondly, he was like, give me a call. I'll get you all set up. And I've had like other parents of missing kids on my, channel before, and they come up. There's no pre-planning needed unless it's like, oh, hey, send me some pictures. I'll play a slideshow while we're talking. But I'd never experienced that. And I thought that was a red flag. And I was like, I really don't need to get on the phone with you. You guys, it's not that deep. Well, he refused. And he only wanted to talk to me on the phone. He didn't want to email, nothing.
Why? I don't understand is why are, seemingly some, I'm not saying all, but, I'm not talking about Brittany J here, but there's some, seemingly intelligent creators who are white knighting for him when, like, clearly they know his background and his history. Like what is up with that? Like, I just don't understand. Like, you're coming all out attacking me on behalf of him. It's weird.
It is very weird.
Like, why would you put yourself at risk for this guy? Why would you, like, dogpile on someone, like this? It's just weird.
And that's why we need to know what you found on him. That's why everybody is really curious, because we've been sitting here watching this guy for a year now lie, set a narrative, dupe people, go after people,
Right.
go in their personal
And see,
lives.
He thinks he knows what I know. But he's clearly a fast talker. I mean, he came right out when I came out with the Ponzi thing and, made it sound like it's not a big deal. I mean, he's really quick at spinning things.
Yes. He's a good talker.
But, it's maybe the messaging behind it, which is, if you're going to donate, Is this the person you want in charge of the money you donate?
Exactly.
And that's what is pissing him off.
And he clearly said it's between he or Seth contacts him and then he contacts Seth's sister. Seth will tell him what money he needs and then he approves it and contacts Sarah.
It's very weird, this thing, because I don't know that. I just wonder, like, Seth's mother, and I have stuff to lay out later on, but Seth's mother is a highly educated woman. She's smart. And she was a nurse and attended a very good school, a very good university. And you don't see her around at all. And he spent holidays with Tony. And I'm just like, is it because she might say to her son, this guy's not good for you?
Right. Like, we don't agree with this.
And so I'm wondering how close the relationship is and how.
Well, Julie, did you see the body language when she came to town?
Still involved the same way she was.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. But did you see the body language with Seth and his mom when they were on the news?
Early on?
It was very strange. She came to a vigil and there was like her and her husband were standing there talking. There was probably 3 feet between Seth and his mom. No embracing. It was very odd. It was.
I didn't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, it felt awkward. I don't know. And even more so now that, she's kind of disappeared off the scene. But I did hear she's having health issues, so who knows?
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, a confidence man wants you to be completely dependent on them for everything. I'm your family. Don't listen.
Yeah, that's the whole brother and sister.
People who have his best interests potentially, or would be counter, wants to keep them away. Hence why you let him talk to the police and he's not been cleared of these charges over and over every week. No good attorney would allow their client to talk to the police weekly without them there as their attorney if they have not been cleared.
Right.
Like what and makes them believe like, oh, if you have an attorney, it makes you look guilty. No. What you're doing, you might just talk yourself into jail.
Right. No. I agree. You'd be stupid to do that if you're not cleared.
But no, they don't want attorneys around.
Did you actually find out if Seth was actually adopted? Because that's been said.
I didn't look into that. I didn't try to look into it.
Because that's a really strange story too. Like, it was said early on that like his mom was the nurse that delivered him and the girl wanted to give him up, so she adopted him.
I really don't know. And I didn't try to find out.
That would be an interesting family tree to do because now Seth claims he's Indian, part of some tribe. So
yeah, I did hear that.
He's an interesting character.
I have found zero evidence of that.
Did you see
that? I tried to look at, but a little bit, but not very much.
You couldn't find anything. Did you see too the Rogers Homestead of Family Values?
Yes.
So he didn't turn in his fiscal report for the year. It was due April 1st. It's delinquent.
Right. So so what'll happen is it'll be dissolved. It's like a DBA. It'll end up getting dissolved because you're not
keeping up on it.
Your business license, will end up being dissolved because you're not following through on paperwork that you need to submit annually.
I wonder what that means for the IRS.
Starting another one.
I wonder though, like if you got money that year and you don't do your fiscal report, do you have to claim? You still have to claim that money that you brought in, you know,
Listen,
if you
I
did.
mean, who knows what goes on there? I
It's just
mean,
weird,
well,
Julie, because
where
he's
is
got
it?
all these different.
Where are the donations going to on every
Right.
super chat? Where is it being spent? What?
Julie, do you realize that he had the godmother collecting on Cash App, someone else collecting on PayPal, his sister set up the GoFundMe. Nothing was in his name. And then there was another Sebastian's Army Venmo run by one of the TikTok girls. None of it conveniently was in his name.
I don't think that. I mean, this is just speculation here, but I think that's more having to do with his, you know, his not being particularly I don't know what word I want to use. I don't want to use the word I'm thinking of, but maybe not it's not like a sinister thing. It's more like, a laissez-faire attitude, kind of not wanting to take responsibility over those kinds of finances in his own life.
Uh-huh.
Like a child.
Very much so.
So, you know what I mean? As opposed to being like some mastermind, this is how I'm going to avoid taxes kind of thing. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think it's more like, just let people take care of me.
Yeah, you're probably right. But could it be a way to put all that money into, like, if you have a GoFundMe, you have a Cash App, you have a Venmo, you have a PayPal, dump it all into the, family values thing or whatever?
I have no idea. It'd be interesting to see. I would love to see his tax. I mean, you're never going to see it, but like how he filed his taxes this year.
Right. It's all very interesting. There's a lot of parts.
There's a lot of parts. And ultimately, I mean, maybe looking at things, looking at Sebastian's life. Well, my hope is, one, it could bring things out that bring us closer to the real stories, and two, that it could ultimately help another child who is seeking help or is feeling, who's, a vulnerable child. It could help one day, hearing this story. Maybe there are parents out there who are doing things, where they're not being particularly sensitive to their child's disability. I mean, I just hope that it helps another family one day. And the more, we look at the people involved and things like that. But I mean,
well, I think that one thing we should all band together and do is make sure that TikTok Tony can't do this to another family again.
Well, that's the thing. That's why he's upset at me. And I think the thing is, and I'm probably going to get shit just for talking to you, but because they'll say I went to the dark side. No. I came on your channel to ask for help in researching.
Fuck
me.
them, what they say. Who cares?
No, but the point is that the way the narrative goes is you and this person and that person are part of the dark side, and this group is part of the green side, or whatever they say. And then I'm somewhere like out on my own island, yet people rightly feel that I would be, I don't know, listen, that I'm on Sebastian's side, and I have very strong convictions about how he was treated in his life. And I agree. Nothing's going to change my mind about certain things about how you should and shouldn't treat autistic children or children who have disabilities.
Children in general. What about children in general? What about children with no disabilities? They shouldn't be treated like, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying, for me personally, It's
Yeah.
this is my
Your passion. I got
yes.
it. I get it. I mean,
I'm not trying to like I can't, do everything. So this
it's
is what I
abundantly clear that you are passionate. The safety of these children is your first concern. I get that. I get that.
so
I
that's it.
appreciate you having an open mind and, letting me, fill your head with a couple little tidbits and, just think about it.
Listen, I have, as the things have progressed, and as more information, I learn more information and also observe things that are happening or things that are more importantly not happening. In some cases, more importantly, not happening. It makes me question things that I have thought in the past, right? Where thought, oh, like Seth's like a super involved dad, only to
Yeah.
realize he only spent 4 days a month or maybe 5 days a month with him when he could have spent a lot more time with him, which would have given some respite to Chris and Katie, who had, you know, to if there was tension, if there was difficulties, if there was stress in the household, giving more time outside of the house and spending time a father and son would have given everybody a break, and that didn't happen. And I feel like he let his son down in that way. I don't understand why he and to I feel like I was allowed to believe certain things. That's, as Tony says about me, I'm letting people believe certain things that aren't true. Well, I can't wait to hear what they have to what they find. I really I welcome it, but tell the truth. That's all I say is tell the truth, because I think you're going to be unhappy and have a lot of difficulty, whatever. I mean, there's people who are going to have opinions about me and my autistic children.
You're
and
never going to
if I
please
show
everybody.
them on social media or not. And frankly, I have my own feelings about that, and nobody walks in my shoes but me and is in charge of my family but me. And if you've never raised or been a full-time caregiver for a profoundly autistic child, you really shouldn't speak on it. A lot of the things that you don't know about. And like I said, a lot of shit that they're talking about right now is going to backfire on them when the autism parent community, who feels very much like me a lot of the times, are going through the same issues that I go through.
Okay. I have a
Are going to
question
be
for
like,
you.
well, you know what? That's kind of fucked up of you saying that.
I have a question for you, though, as the parent of autistic children. It was said that when Seth had Sebastian, he didn't give him his meds because he didn't
That
think
I
he
talked
needed
about.
them.
That's very bad. And I heard, and I don't know if it's true, if it's been confirmed, that Sebastian was taking a medication that Spencer took for years called Risperdal or Risperdal, right?
Mhm.
And which is a it's not a mood stabilizer. It's like literally like an antipsychotic, I think. It's something they give to like people who have schizophrenia. There are no medications for autism. What they
Right.
do is they give medications that treat the symptoms of autism. And
Right.
risperidone is a very powerful medication that helps with many of the symptoms of autism. And Spencer was on that for years. And taking days off of medications is really harmful. It's
Yeah.
not, I mean, you really
Can
put
you
your
imagine
child at
how
risk.
life was like when he went back to Katie's after the weekend of not
Oh,
having his
it would,
meds
yeah,
and then had to go to school Monday?
It could, listen, it could lead to psychotic episodes,
Yeah, it's really sad.
literally. I'm not a
That just
doctor.
tells me,
I'm not a doctor. All right. But all I'm saying is,
but that's
it's a big deal.
abusive in my opinion. That's a form of abuse.
it's I would put it like, yeah, I would put it in the
How
case of
horrible
medical
would you
negligence.
negligent? There you go. That's a good word for it. Yeah, I mean
Yeah, no, it's like,
that's
what
some
is the reason?
serious stuff.
Is it true? I don't know if it's true or not. Um, I don't know, but
He said
and
it.
I don't know if
No, 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 no,
risperidone
no.
was the
Hold on.
medication he was on.
Hold on. It is true because Seth said it. He said he had sleepy time tea, and that was all he needed.
Now, was it now there would be a different medication. Risperidone would not be a medication you give to help your child sleep.
No, he said he didn't take medications at his house at all. He didn't agree with
So
prescription
there would
drugs
be
for
like
him.
a separate medication for the sleep, like something like trazodone or
He
something
said
like
he
that.
didn't. Yeah, he said he didn't need any medications with him.
Well, then that's, it is, you are making medically negligent decisions for your child if you suddenly stop medication for days at a time.
And why would you do that, though? I mean, we have to look deeper, right? Yeah, it would fuck with somebody to stop those medications.
I have no idea why.
Why
somebody
would you
would
do that? Unless are you being defiant because that's what the mother wants? Are we looking at like a bitter, not custody, because I don't think Sean wanted or Seth wanted custody, but
Well,
like
I would look at it the same way I look at, certain other issues like hitting your kid with a belt. It's like, I don't care why you did it. You did it, and I don't care why you didn't give your child medication. You didn't give him the medication that he was supposed to have. Therefore, it's medical negligence.
Sure,
You
but
know?
if we go
So,
deeper than
whatever
that,
your
though,
reason is behind it, it's to me is.
but see,
it's
to me,
irrelevant.
it's relevant because the kid's missing. That's why. Because if there's a
Oh,
bigger
I see what
picture
you're saying.
here,
I see what
yeah,
you're
if he
saying.
was defiant about following the schedule or the things that were going on at Katie's, could there have been like a competition thing there with. You know how it is. You get dumped and then someone, you
Well,
remarry. He hasn't had a girlfriend in 8 years. I mean,
I don't,
there might be more
I hear a
dynamics
lot
to
of
it.
things that are bad. I mean, it's like I said, it's not necessarily a conversation. It's like I'm ready to have exactly yet, but like there's a lot of things that he says that don't.
We'll get on the same
that-
page as
that
me
are
because I
messed
want to
up,
have
that are
these
messed up,
conversations.
and then I need to talk about.
Yeah, I get it.
Um,
You've only been covering this for what, 3 months or so, 4 months?
Well, I did make videos on TikTok about it.
But you didn't go deep into it.
Not to this extent. I made,
Yeah.
but I do want to say on TikTok, I made 52 videos, and many of those videos, in fact, the last video I made on TikTok on the Sebastian Rogers case was the end of November, which had 200,000 views. So I've gotten Sebastian's name out to over 500,000 unique viewers. By the way, the analytics on TikTok are much better than they are on YouTube.
Yeah, I
And-
know it's different over
and
there.
so worldwide over 50 videos. But I have, talk about handing out flyers. I have literally made over 500,000 people, individual people, not the same 10,000 people every night like they're doing, like Tony and Seth do. They talk to the same 10,000 people every single night. That doesn't spread information about Sebastian. Over 500,000 people heard Sebastian's name from my lips on my videos on TikTok. So, you're welcome, Tony, and Seth. They're so ready to bash me. I did a lot to spread awareness, and I'm still doing a lot to spread awareness about him being missing.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it makes you
end of
wonder why.
November,
Why do they want you to
just go
stop?
look, it's there right now. 200,000 views. The end of November when I first came onto YouTube. All right. So it's I wasn't covering it the way I'm covering it now. I wasn't looking at it the same way. I was making, awareness videos about
I
case.
forgot. It was coffee during the day and sleepy time tea at night. Thank you for reminding me, guys. It was coffee instead of whatever stimulant, whatever he was taking during the day. So
Yeah,
imagine,
I would like to. I would be interested to know the list of medications that he was taking. I mean, because I'm just curious. Like, by the way, one of the things you might find out is my mother was director of regulatory affairs for Pfizer, and
oh wow.
knows like a lot about medications and everything like that. Because I could find out. I would love to, I want to interview my mom actually about some of the things. I mean,
You're lucky that your mom's still around. That'd be awesome. You should interview your mom.
I know, I want to. Believe me, she still consults. I mean, even though she's in her 80s, she still
Oh my,
does
you're kidding.
consulting work to mostly companies in India who are trying to get pharmaceutical drugs passed through the FDA here in the United States. But like,
Wow,
I
good
mean,
for her.
you know, I'm just interested in. My mom knows obviously a lot about pharmaceuticals, and although she's not a physician, but she has degree in biochemistry, so
Damn.
I mean, I and as a profound autism parent and parent of a level 1 autistic child, I know the different medications that are often prescribed and changed over the years, and the dosages and things like that. And I know, I've read all the side effects. I've seen some of the side effects. I've seen what happens when they are without medication. I could tell if we if they miss a dose, right? Let's say you're not home to get the 5 o'clock dose, right? And
Hmm.
you skip one dose. I could see the difference in them, you know, in my children when they miss one dose, much
Right,
less days of doses.
right. And then
Some
imagine
medications are
like
taken 2, 3 times
skipping
a day.
skipping the dose and being like, "Oh, here's a cup of coffee instead." Like
No,
it makes me feel so bad for Sebastian, you
no.
know.
And frankly, if that's the case, that's medical negligence, and it should be looked at.
Well, and so is actually leaving a kid alone for 12 to 14 hours like Sebastian while he worked.
At what
I don't
age?
like that either.
How old was he?
I guess I don't know, the last few couple years. So
Yeah.
13,
I
14,
mean, under the
15.
law, I'm not sure what they would say about that or not, but no, is it
I
a
mean,
good
being
idea? No,
that
as a parent, no, it's not a good idea.
that's a long time overnight for
It's
any
not.
kid.
No, it's not appropriate. Uh, is it against the law? I mean, you'd have to look at. I don't know. I have to think about that one a little bit more and look at what the laws say
Yeah.
in Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, just stopping those meds. I mean, even the doctor tells you it
No,
just,
it's serious.
it
I mean,
is.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, as a parent who gives their kids medications every single day, multiple, Spencer takes medicine 3 times a day, and he's on several different medications that treat several different symptoms. And um, the medications at night are different than the medications he takes during the day. And if he misses doses of any of them, just one dose, if he doesn't take his medicine at night to sleep, he may not sleep. If he misses, I could see, I'm like, or my son, you could see they're agitated. Oh, why are they so agitated? Oh my God, we didn't give him, it's 4 o'clock. He missed his 2 o'clock thing. Oh, there you go. That's why.
Right.
Imagine going, missing 6 doses in a row.
I can't imagine. It's very irresponsible.
And it's not just irresponsible, it probably caused him a lot of uh
Side effects,
yeah,
grief,
all the side
agitation.
effects that would come with not having it, the
Yeah.
things that it's supposed to treat, like anxiety, right?
Yeah, it's
If you're
horrible.
supposed to treat anxiety, you don't take anxiety medication when you're supposed to take it, then you're going to have more anxiety. If it's supposed to help you with uh you know um you know, not having psychotic episodes, and you don't take it, you might have a psychotic episode. So if it would mean that Sebastian, suffered the effects of not having the medications that help him. The reason a doctor would prescribe it is to help your child, not to harm your child.
Right. But I mean, he didn't agree with it. He's more into homeopathic. And I
Well,
mean,
it's
it had to
dangerous,
be hard for
obviously.
Katie to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Maybe
that had to
that's the
be,
reason he only went up every other weekend then.
maybe.
Did that play a role in it? Because she couldn't risk him going every single weekend with the no dose.
Right.
I don't know. It will, it's, then if
I mean,
that's,
imagine though, Julie, if you think about it this way, if he wasn't giving him his meds and then leaving and going to work and Sebastian was by himself, God, that's even worse. Ugh,
yep.
I just hate to
Yeah,
even
it's
think about
bad
it.
because then you have nobody there to watch them when they're and they're
Yeah, you
having,
don't know what could happen.
yeah. I mean,
That makes me even more sad to think about how he felt. Ugh.
no, it's you're playing games with your children's, like you're literally causing them to feel, it's like, feel, I don't want to use the word pain, but like, um agitation, discomfort, not soothed, not medicated. It's like, okay, I have a child who's got a headache and I'm not going to give them, anything to help the headache. So now they're going to keep having the headache, like this is supposed to help that headache. And the doctor says,
Yeah.
give them this. And so that they don't have the headache. But instead of giving it to them, now they have the headache, but it's actually gotten even worse because you know what I mean? Like it can cause a lot of problems. Listen, it is a big responsibility. Medications are a big responsibility for autism parents. And a lot of people, it's a lot. It's a lot to do. Spencer doesn't, I don't know what Sebastian did, but Spencer, like, he can't swallow a pill. So all his medications have to be crushed. And then we have to put it in a little bit of hot water, like, and then dissolve it and then put juice in it. And, I mean, and, you're doing this several times a day. And we have two kids doing it. I mean, and they're each taking different medications. It's a lot. It's a lot. And that's just one part of your day. That's just one
Right.
part of it.
Right. And my hat's off to you for what you do for your kids. It can't be
And
easy.
like when you have a profoundly autistic child, no matter how old they get, they can't keep themselves safe. He will be like this forever.
Yeah.
And
You and Al are good though. I saw you guys loading up the dolly, taking the
yeah.
drive over, making him feel comfortable that it's so close,
Oh
Those
yeah,
were nice
as a matter of fact,
videos.
the bus is gonna pick him up there and drop him off here for school.
Mhm.
After school, he gets to go through August, and they'll drop him off in the afternoons here, and then he'll stay here through dinner time, and we just have to bring him back after dinner.
I love that. That was really cute. That video was cute. You and Al are really cute. You've grown on me.
Oh,
You
thank you. I
you
mean,
really have.
we you know what, we're good together. We help each other in different ways, and we love each other.
Yeah.
And
Have
he's
you
a lot of
talked to him
fun.
about
And
this stuff?
huh?
That happened today? Have you talked to him about it yet?
No.
About Tony coming out and all that?
Honestly, that's like I said, the stuff about contacting Al's ex-wife. I am
You need to talk to him about it, I think.
like, yeah, right. And then you'll like never see me on YouTube again. Like
You think
literally,
he'll pull the plug, enough is enough?
totally, like that. I'm literally, which I shouldn't even say out loud because that'll make Tony Kohler right now, But if he gets a call from her about this, that somebody contacted her and she talked to them, you'll never see me on YouTube again. That'll be it. He'll be like, it's
Well, I
YouTube
hope
or
not.
me, because
Well, we
it's
know
like
Al trumps YouTube.
he does. He does what?
I said we know Al trumps YouTube.
He doesn't trust YouTube.
No, trumps.
Oh,
You would
Trump.
choose.
Oh, yeah,
You would
yeah. He
choose
trumps
Al over
YouTube.
YouTube.
No,
Yeah.
Al trumps YouTube every time. Of course, of course, of course. That's why I'm saying, like,
But then Al too doesn't seem like he wants to take anybody's shit either. Because you haven't done anything wrong.
no. No, that's why he said, hey, when I
Hey,
told him
Cooter
about this, and I
Clippers.
said, I just want to get this out, and I want to be done with it. And he's like, and I said, but I have like this stuff about this guy, and he's like, yeah, go ahead. He's like, yeah, tell it, and then get off. That's it,
Hey,
and then
Cooter
just or
Clippers.
stop talking about this case,
I
But
would
he
just
said,
get in
tell
front
it.
of it.
And he's gonna back me up. No, like he'll back me up no matter what.
Yeah, oh, I know he will. He's good to you.
Hey,
He really
Cooter
is. You guys are
Very
cute
good.
together.
And great to the boys. I mean,
You
he's
guys
an
would be
amazing
great
father.
like on lives together. He's
Yeah,
funny as hell.
he's really funny. I mean, he's really like he's the funny one
Hey,
in the
Cooter
relationship. He's really, I
Clippers.
mean, he's he has so many friends and people just love him. They just love him. I said, Al, I'm like so pissed at him. I'm like, Al, I was like, you
Hey,
literally
Cooter
became popular on
Clippers.
YouTube for yelling at me and then saying it's okay. I'm like more people like you for like 30 seconds
I
than
know,
be
right?
like me for
Hey,
all this
Cooter
work. And I'm just like,
Clippers.
thanks.
You're like, I sit here all for hours
Yeah.
talking to these
It's,
people.
no,
Bring you
but I
on for
mean,
30
he has,
seconds and it's Big Al.
he's
Hey,
he's
Cooter Clippers.
yeah, he's gonna pull the plug on it. Like if
I
I
think you
swear to
should give
God,
him a heads up,
that
though.
is like it's a real threat. Like to say, I'm gonna contact
But
my
what's he going to do?
husband's ex-wife.
Hey,
What's he going to
Cooter
tell his ex-wife?
Clippers.
I mean, really, what's he going to do if he contacts her? Your
No, not
ex-husband's
that. Just that she'll
like, what's he?
call. Listen, Al has obviously both
Don't
of us have a lot going on in our lives all the time. Okay, when we're all the time, we have a lot going on in our lives, and his attitude is, I don't need this shit,
Yeah.
And if he
No
hears from
nonsense.
her, he'll say, "That's it. I don't need this shit." Period.
Well, you're enticing Tony to do it more and more.
I know. I shouldn't
So
say
I
it, but
think I think you should talk to Al
I do have
privately.
I know.
Say, look, he threatened to contact all my people in my family, including your ex-wife. It's probably empty threats because what are they going to say to her that's really going to affect her? I mean, what can they do in all reality?
No, they were just nothing. I mean, nothing.
She
but,
probably wouldn't even talk to him. She'd probably be like, "You're fucking crazy. Who are you?"
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Look at the people he has on his side that do
You
things
know
for
what?
him. They're dumb.
Listen. I don't think he'll be able to reach her. Frankly, we
He
can't
probably
reach her
won't.
most of the time.
Well, there you go. Her own kids can't even reach her, Tony. So good luck.
Right. So that's
Al can just tell them to stick it up their ass.
yeah. Well,
No, you do. You guys do have a lot going on, and you got a big day tomorrow.
we got a big day. Every day's a big day, but tomorrow's a especially big day.
Yeah, and
But
good luck
he'll be here
tomorrow.
most of the day, and he'll just go over there. And we've been doing social stories about it. But it's a lot. It's a lot. But once Monday comes and he's back to school and gets back into routine of things and everything, and I think it'll ultimately be really good. And I'm just I hope. I always say to everybody, whatever you think of me, prayers for Spencer are always welcome.
Spencer's a cutie. He is, and I hope he
He's the
has
best.
a great day tomorrow.
Thank you. And,
Get through tomorrow, and then talk to Al. You guys got too much going on right now.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? I mean, I know he would protect me no matter what, and so like I'm not saying this like to any particular person or anything, but like, and he wouldn't even say anything to me. He just like kind of listen, and then you'd be like, mm-hmm,
Yeah,
and
just don't
then
let them cause problems with you and Al because that's what they
oh
aim to do.
oh, I know, I know, I
Hmm.
know, I know. No, 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 no. Nothing's
They're
coming
vile.
between.
They're vile, Julie.
It's
So
so
just,
it's weird. It's weird.
it is very weird. I agree.
Thank you for talking to me for so long, and
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
I'm interested.
Email
Whenever
me.
you guys
Yeah,
done, no rush on the thing, but I would
shoot me
like.
an email, okay?
Yep, I would like
And
to hear what you find, so we can have some balanced reporting at
yeah,
least.
would you be willing to come back up when I come up with the stuff that we found?
Absolutely.
All right. Sounds
Thank you
good.
so much. I appreciate the
Everybody
help.
says good luck with Spencer tomorrow. Good luck,
Thank
Spencer.
you.
Yep.
I appreciate all the kindness towards you know my autistic
Absolutely.
children, and compassion, and treating them gently and not threatening to bully them in school like this woman creator did, rage driving around talking about bullying my autistic kids.
That's weird. They need to really lay off your kids. That's weird. But they're dirty. Hang in there,
Just
Julie.
it's
It'll be
disturbing.
okay.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate everything. Thank you
All
again.
right. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you guys for being respectful. Thank you, Southern Ish, for the super chat. I hope Spencer has a good day tomorrow. Her video was really cute when they drove over there. Clue, she's been up here forever. It's very weird how they come at her kids. It's really freaking weird. But I think Julie will be all right. Julie's a smart girl. Hey, Samantha. You guys are going to have to be kind and rewind that bitch. The Hive is here. Welcome in, Buzzy Bees. What were we doing before Julie came up? Oh, yeah, we were watching last Tony. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. Welcome, Hive. The Hive was busted open. Busted wide open. It was nice. I like having conversations. You guys need to be more chill. You guys need to be more
They weren't going to
patient.
pay her to go
I know
protest,
that
but, you know.
I know that you don't like her what she's said sometimes, but damn, I mean, if people are willing to come up and talk and not scream, I'm all about it. Fuck. I've heard enough scream in the past couple days to last me a lifetime. So I'm all about conversations, but I haven't listened to the rest of Tony's bullshit. Is this the wrong live? Hold on. We were like almost done with Tony. This isn't even the right one. She went on the main channel, right? Clue, Julie gave me a challenge. A challenge to pull out everything that we could find on Julie Skolnick. Okay, here we go. Where were we?
Money, drug it out, drug it out, drug it out. Never showed a picture of Sebastian and I robbed a church. I
Oh
mean,
my goodness.
you
I'm sorry. I can say it because I got it and I know it and I lived it. But I sure as hell didn't sit on YouTube and try to ruin everybody. I did not want to. I never did. Never.
Okay. I can't understand. Here's Seth. I can't understand starting a new petition while I already had one in play. That seemed counterproductive no matter how you looked at it. I don't even know what he's talking about. He started a petition with the FBI to get the FBI involved when they were already involved. Did you have puppies, Clue? Oh. I'm going to have to watch him. You canned up on Queens. Yeah, I mean, people can have differing opinions. People can come around in their own way. It's fine. We can have conversations. So Julie challenged me to pull out everything that we could find. She said to dig on her and pull everything we can. Anything and everything. Thanks, Spitfire. Glamaclue. I want a puppy. What kind are they? Are they like the cute ones, that one that was in the overalls? How much longer is he on here? Oh, God.
Would.
Get
Did I
through
work for free?
this.
I absolutely worked 24/7 for free.
5
Every 3 minute I
puppies.
had, I worked for free. You say, well, that was dumb. Well, then it was damn dumb because I didn't, and I got the receipts to prove it. So whoever's sitting over there hyping her up, oh, she don't get monetized. Well, that didn't stop them from calling me a tragedy pimp, and I had no idea what a damn tragedy pimp was. It was probably 3 years in the game. I had no idea what some of these words were, and
You're a tragedy pimps. Smiley.
still don't, and don't give a damn. What I give a damn about is these missing kids
Hey,
and what I'm
Cheesy.
doing. That's what I care about, and what she's doing is wrong. I just don't even know how to say it no more. Is wrong.
Oh, I got a picture
Tony, I'm
text.
sorry you're having to go through this. I'm sorry. She's wrong.
Britt, is her original
Oh.
YouTube that she did where she lied about having secret pictures of Sebastian, is that still up?
Oh, I have no clue about that one. I have no clue. I do want to tell you, someone just sent me a screenshot, and they're absolutely in her chat gassing her up. Jays for Justice. I just got a screenshot of her. So unfortunately, Tony, you got the ones on the other side going in
Yeah,
and perpetuating this.
I'm not concerned about them.
I got a pic. Hold
But
on.
I didn't.
I'm concerned about her.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. Holy cuteness. You guys, look. Look at the baby. Aw. The one in overalls. Oh my God. Clue. I cannot. Are you selling them? Hey, Body. Look at that baby. They're all chocolate colored. Oh, they're so cute. Congratulations. Oh, I know, Smiley. 3 years in the game. That's all she does is play games. Oh, they're so cute. How's the mama doing? Yeah, Smiley's the one that went, Nana, Nana, boo, boo. I got this picture. Does she know why Tony's wife changed her name, Deidre? No, I don't know. I imagine she did it because of all the creditors. I don't know. Why would you change your middle name? I know I want one too.
Her and what she's doing. And, in contrast to what people want to believe over and over again, these people send me things, people's backgrounds, etc. If I was concerned about these other creators, I would be putting that out myself. I don't. I did it early on, and I realized that it wasn't helping. I was defending myself, and
This is important right here. Listen.
I went after a couple of creators, and I even after that said, you know what, that wasn't the right thing to do. I don't care about all that. But when you consistently drag me and my family, and you've done nothing to help in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to address it. And I'm going to take everything that's been sent to me and anything anybody else can find. And I'm going to put it out there so that people can see who this woman is. And the things that she's got are not, hey, I made a bad investment. Let me say it one more time. They're not civil lawsuits. Civil lawsuits. Somebody can sue you because they don't like the shirt you're wearing. And you're in a lawsuit. That's how easy it is. But the things that she's got going on in her life are not that. And if I had been pretending to be what she had been pretending to be, I don't think I'd be talking about anybody ever again. To be.
Here's Jules. Seth, please know many of us will keep Sebastian's name in a positive light, his flyer in several military bases, and will be emailing to many more PAOs. Julia, Shut up.
I don't think I'd be talking about anybody ever again.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, and let's just call it for what it is. I mean,
She has
I'm with
completely
Smiley.
she's completely disrespected
Yep.
the mother of these children that she calls her children. She has
Thank you. We have Captain Peen here to tell us how things are. Captain Peen at Lake
completely
Cooterville.
disrespected her.
Thank you, Ishi.
I agree. I agree with
Yep.
that 100%.
Went after a couple creators. We've got an admission.
I mean, the woman, I think she's I want to say so much, but I'm just, all you got to do is go look at her case coverage of Sebastian, y'all. I mean, she is, I could not blame Seth. I wouldn't want to work with her. She's an absolute liability to any case that she touches because she runs with salacious rumors. She'll present rumors as if they are fact without even doing the research. She will speak up her own fantasies as if they are
11?
fact, without
God.
explaining it to her chat. I just got so many problems with this lady.
Do you know in all the lives that I've been on, Britt, have you ever heard me go after Katie? Ever?
No, nope. And nobody
you know
can
why?
say they have.
You know why? Because she's still that boy's mother.
Yeah.
Now, if Seth loses his temper and he wants to talk about
Oh, you don't go after Katie. You just have all your fucking green team do it. Wow.
his ex-wife and the mother, he's got a different standing in that situation than all the rest of us. He's different.
Mhm.
But I have never mentioned a word about her
Ding
because
dong.
she is still that boy's mother. She is Sebastian's mother, and she deserves protection for that. The way Julie has disrespected her stepchildren's mother is disgusting. And it's all to get attention.
The way that she has disrespected her stepchildren's mother. He has no idea. He doesn't know anything about these people. Tony, worry about your own marriage.
If I had stepchildren that I had been involved in raising at some point, I
Thank
would
God
say,
you didn't.
I would make it clear that they are my stepchildren, and I would make it clear that I had acted as a mother and loved them as a mother, but I wouldn't paint it in a way that it's not. And
Oh, are you a mother? Why are you putting yourself in a mother's position, you weirdo?
I would say, I would make it clear that they are my stepchildren, and I would make it clear that I had acted as a mother and loved them as a mother, but I wouldn't paint it in a way that it's not. And that's what she's done.
You'd act as a mother? Why is he so freaking stupid?
And it's all in the spirit of getting attention. That's what she's after. And you watch, she won't leave YouTube. She's a liar about that, like she's been about other things. She won't leave.
No.
But I can honestly tell you that.
Yeah, Tony called Dolly. Said if you have any questions, go ahead and ask.
But I hope that the information that's out there about her after she's done this, everybody says, well, everyone has a right to know. Well, then y'all have a right to know about her background. And I hope it gets out there everywhere. Because by God, you got a right to know who this woman is.
I agree.
Yeah, he has.
I want to read this with Chemistry Queen real quick. This super chat she made, and I agree, Chemistry Queen.
Didn't he also allude to the fact that basically Katie was like cheating?
She says she's not talking about us. She says no one is perfect. Leave people alone. Let's just find Sebastian and maybe find a
Leave
hobby
people
besides being a middle
alone.
schooler. How pathetic. Exactly. And thank you so
God.
much, Jules. Thank you. She says, Seth, please know that many of us keep Sebastian's name in a positive light. His flyer is in several military bases and will be emailing to many more
Never
PAOs. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for gifting as well. Chemistry Queen says, I did not mean that to you, Britt. You know that what I mean? I said, yeah, I knew you didn't.
Well, and
All
Britt,
you have to do is look at somebody's motives, though. I'm so sorry, Tony, that this is happening.
no, you're good.
Truly.
I'm a big boy. I'm doing it more because she doesn't understand that she continues to impact my family with this stuff. And then she boo-hoos when she thinks that people are dragging her family into it. I mean, she's literally putting her husband on camera, which is disrespectful. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
You've never seen me put my wife on camera. I
Nope.
wouldn't do that. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Okay, number one, Elle didn't seem to give two fucks, Tony. And no one wants to see your ugly ass wife either. I'm sorry. You and your wife are both hideous.
So, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, the time, the platform. I appreciate your support, your audience's support. I'm going to pop off of here because I know that Smiley's got more to say and she's trying to keep it PG because I'm up here. So, appreciate you guys. See you, Smiley.
Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate that.
All right.
Have a good day. Are you still with me, Smiley? I know Smiley is trying to she's doing a live stream of her own as well, I believe. So, then Yeah, I mean, guys, this is absolutely ridiculous, and anybody can go over this, and you can see that it's the people at the top of this. The former Zeke Reward CEO sentenced to more than 14 years of operating 900 million internet Ponzi scheme. I mean, and it just goes on and on and on. It says 107. The CEO of Zeke Rewards was
God,
to
she
spend,
can't
what,
even
176
read.
months in prison.
I can't listen to her read. I just can't fucking do it. Yeah, I'm sure they do consider Julie her mother, their mother. She does everything for him. Yeah, I mean, Tony really can fuck directly off. Coming after the mother of autistic kids. Piece of shit. What's up, Body? Welcome back. Thank you for rejoining. I just wish that she would look at, that's why I said, like, to Julie, like, look at Chris Proudfoot and put yourself in his shoes as a step parent, you know? I lost my Cooterville passport because my bank card changed. That's so funny. The passport into Cooterville. I don't know. I personally enjoy having conversations and hearing differing opinions.
A cooter DeVille. I think the devil drives a cooter.
Drives a cooter DeVille.
I
saw the dreadlocks over the hill.
Not against her will. I got time to kill. Way down in Cootersville. Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. It's been almost 3.5 hours. I am going to go to bed. I told him to go to bed, and he did. I want to thank Julie for coming up. Thank you, Body, for finding your passport to Cooterville. But I'm going to hit the hay, guys. There's just been a lot of wild stuff going on. We're going to stay on top of it over here in Cooterville. Keep you posted. Clue, good luck with the pups tonight. I want more pictures. Body was on a panel tonight. She was? Where? Where were you? I've got stuff I got to go replay. Julie really has them rattled, Christina. My stepdaughter is getting married in October, and I would hate to not be included because I'm just a stepmom. So, used to drive a Coupe de Ville. I drive a Cooter de Ville. I'm going to go over the hill.
Cooter undercover. Cooters, unite.
And Beans, thank you for generously gifting the Cooter ships tonight. Is Dragon Balls here? I don't know. Is he saying anything? Oh, U812. It's good to have you here. Hey, Pam. Whew. Yeah, you guys watch the replay. Let me know what you think. I think Julie's mind is opening up and she's seeing more things. Not that that's like a feat. You know, I just like to talk to people. Oh, you went up on Queens? I know. I got to go replay that. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Have fun replaying. Leave me your comments in the comment section. Hit the like button. And let's dance this one out tonight. It's almost 1 a.m. here on the East Coast. You guys, good night. Hey, Cooterville Uber driver is here to pick up anybody that needs a ride home. Put your tinfoil hats in the bin and have a good night. I'll see you in the next one.
I might go forever, go for eons. Front like you're on, you don't be on. Pull off in the Tesla, Elon. When I was a kid, I was a phenom. When I was a kid, I was a beast. I pull up, then I be gone. See ya, see ya, see ya. Be gone. See ya, see ya, see ya. Be gone. Thumbing through the the blues, no BB King. Back to back shifts, so just looking for the ring. I wake up, I brush my teeth. I wake up, I ball 2, 3. I wake up like, ooh, that's me. Brand new car, like, ooh, that's clean. Tracksuit pants, don't wear no jeans. I'm athletic, counting up 100 like calisthenics. Talking about a bag, got bad credit. New Air Max, we don't use debit. Calling, brand new deals, keep calling. Tell them bring them through, need all them. For a whole kid, still ballin'. I just get up and I zoom. I don't need proof on the proof. I be way up in the moon. I'm looking down on you. Hey nigga, I'm proud of you. That money a mile or two. I might go forever, go for eons. Front like you don't be on. Pull up in the Tesla, Elon. When I was a kid, I was a phenom. When I was a kid, I was a beast. I pull up, then I be gone. See ya. See ya. See ya. Be gone. See ya. See ya. See ya. Be gone. I'm on a run and you better know. I'm in the know and you better know. I'm here to stay and you better know. I'm at the table, I never fold. I'm at the table, I'm up again. I'm at the table, I'm here to win. Don't cook correct it, don't come again. Please, I just need what I need. I collect for my seeds. Would've thought my name tree. I pick up then I leave. In my pocket I be. I don't like to be seen. I just get up and I zoom. I don't need proof on the proof. I be way up in the moon. I'm looking down on you. Hey nigga, I'm proud of you. It's that money a mile or two.